Hello, YouTube. Derek was just watching a Boy Meets World, not A Boy Meets World. Boy Meets World. Was that like your most frequently watched show when you were a kid?
That was the one where if I was in the nurse's office on like a Friday, I would, and like if I sometimes you sleep in the nurse's office. I was like
Hmm.
afraid that I would sleep for too long and miss TGIF.
Were you a frequent nurse office sleeper? Were you one of those kids?
A few times, not all the time.
There's kids at like the school I work. There's like frequent flyers in the nurse's office. Like I
I
don't
feel like
like
I have a lot of nurse's office
because
experience.
there's like little like hypochondriac kids, and then there's like just kids I don't know like that just always seem to be getting into scrapes. There's one kid that like without fail, I when I go into the office, it's like at a certain time of day, always on that little bed. Just like, geez, man. But then I think maybe they have some kind of medical thing. I remember I had like asthma, so I would have asthma attacks all the time. And then sometimes I would like overdo it so I could go home. If I was having a particularly bad day at school, I would like cough more because I could make myself like, because with asthma, I'd have like these big, loud, like honking coughs. And if I would ham it up a little bit sometimes if I really wanted. Like in junior high, I did it all the time because I was miserable and I just wanted to go home. So I could pretty much go home like at will. And like my mom worked at home, so she would just come pick me up and then I'd just be on my own. I was a I spent a lot of I missed a lot of school. Not a lot, but definitely more than the average Joe. Excuse me. Okay. I'm ready to go. What?
I bet you can do a whole podcast on your own.
I used to do the first like several radio Brendo bands were just me.
You should try one.
I did an MPWS on my own. It was weird. It's just me talking to myself.
But that's what you like.
I mean, that is how I ended up. That's how a lot of stuff started because Matt left the camera on when we were doing some filming stuff, and he's like, I gotta go do something. And I ended up just talking to the camera for like 10 minutes, and he was like, whoa. And then that's how the BrendoMan minute started, and then that's kind of what snowballed into everything. So my ability to talk to myself and make it entertaining, I guess.
Just thinking about the Brendo shows that we don't see. You're in that little room.
That's nothing exciting. I sing when I'm by myself a lot. So they're singing. And I make up songs. Hey,
Like
that's like
step by step, but like Brendo man.
stuff like
You put
that,
your
and then
you put
just
your
like
name in
original
songs.
compositions. No, sometimes I don't know. I was trying to come up with like an entrance theme the other day, like an original one, because you were talking about I should sing my song, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't come up with like the wrestler, the guy that I drove to the airport, Keith Lee. He sings his own entrance song, but he's a really good singer and he can rap, and it's like really good, and it makes it like you like, oh, this guy's a badass, like him coming out to it. And I was like, I wish I could have something like that. Yo, this is Brendo. No, no, nope, nope. Brendo man in the house.
I think you
Gonna-
shouldn't be afraid of being politically correct. I think your grandfather did.
that's not true at all. That's what every white person thinks. All right, you ready to go?
Yep.
All right, let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Record.
Recording.
All right. Pull up the file. Hello and welcome to another episode of Radio BrendoMan. I'm Brendan Creecy, and I am once again here with Summer Phil. Derek, how you doing, Derek?
We're still here doing it.
You're
You
still
have a
here.
rigorous schedule. It's just I feel like
I
every time I turn around, it's time to record another Radio
Yeah, I
Brendo.
mean that's what doing a podcast entails. Which I mean, if you remember, you are on a podcast popsicles, but
Well,
that's
that's why I try to space it out. I don't
space
have
it
so
out.
much to
You don't
say.
have.
I don't know how you have so much
Oh,
to
I'm
say.
sure. I don't know. I got a lot going on. You got it. That's the secret. Is just keep a schedule, keep doing it, and stuff comes. Sometimes easier than others, but you make it work, and that's part of it. You know. I don't know. My voice is all. I've got a nice husky
Are you
baritone
screaming at wrestling?
from all the wrestling and loud and um I don't know. There was I
How much
vaped a
money did
lot.
you spend this
Not
weekend?
much. This weekend was not expensive. Well, I guess I mean I paid my hotel room was like $100, and
Where did you
then
stay?
I stayed at this little tiny little hotel in Long Beach called the Inn of Long Beach, but I just had to find a place. It was the cheapest place I could find that was in walking distance of the convention center. And so that was $100. I bought my tickets back in April and they were like $40 a piece. So that's $80. So we're at $180. And then food, which I would eat food anyways if I wasn't there. And so
So
I
that's
don't
like
count.
two hundred
That's like
dollars.
whatever. No, I spent $100 on food. Who do you think
No,
I
two
am?
hundred dollars total for the weekend. Like
I would say like 200. I didn't buy any merchandise. Um, I mean, you know, it's whatever. Gas, I guess, but I only spent like one tank, not even, because I have a very economical vehicle.
that's like $20.
And I mean, this weekend, the things that I did that were more expensive this weekend, I mean, this week where I went to, my wrestling vacation continues. I went to Monday Night Raw in at Staples Center on Monday with my friend Julian, and
How
then I
much was
went.
that?
I had just gotten a bonus when I bought those tickets, so I went a little bit higher than I normally did. So I spent like $60. I got really good seats. It was awesome.
Okay,
And
so that's 280 we're at.
and then I went down to San Diego on Tuesday.
That's another
Um,
tank of gas, so that's 300.
I got a see my car gets like 450 miles to the gallon, so to the tank. I mean, but I went to a signing at a cricket store that I didn't make it in before he had to go, but I
A
did get a
cricket
new
store?
phone, like a Cricket Wireless, you know.
A
It
signing? Like wrestler was it a cell
Yeah,
phone?
the WWE has a partnership with Cricket Wireless, and so sometimes when they're in town, they do signings at the Cricket
So
Wireless stores.
who was there that you
AJ
drove to San
Styles was
Diego to
there,
see?
and AJ Styles.
So who you didn't get to see him?
I did not, but it was still. I had a fun time.
What did you got there, you were late?
No, I got there early, but there was like, I mean, it's wrestlers. There was like 1,000 people there, so I just didn't. And he got there. If he had gotten there, he got there late, which they always get there late, and he couldn't stay longer because sometimes they'll adjust, but he couldn't because I was close enough that if they'd given us like if they had been there for 20 more minutes, I would have probably made it in. But it's fine. It was just a fun thing to
That would
do,
make
and
me mad if I was drove hundreds of miles
well,
and
I didn't
didn't
go
get to
there
see
just
it.
for that. I went there to go see SmackDown, so I was already there.
Oh
It
wow.
was
This is
fun.
all this week?
Yes.
Wow. How much was SmackDown?
Again, when the tickets went on sale, I had just gotten a bonus, so I went a little bit above my budget, so like $60, but I had amazing seats at SmackDown. I was
This
on
is all
TV.
1 week. I didn't even see you post this. I mean,
Well,
I see you
I
post
had,
blurry wrestling
I,
photos, but I don't know what they are.
yeah. I mean, I went to a lot of stuff this week. It was a busy week. It was fun. So and then I went
When
while
did
I was
we record last?
Sunday,
Sunday? And then after all that, you did all that stuff.
and then I did a lot of stuff this week. I was supposed to go to Hollywood on Thursday to the Largo to forget High Watch Wrestling with Ron Funches, but they canceled that. So that was a little respite, just chilled out.
How
Um,
many miles do you think all that was this week?
oh, dude, a lot. Especially, I mean, I put a ton of miles on my car. I already have to get my oil changed again.
You should do that. Can't
Because
mess around with
yeah, I don't mess around with that. Um, it's all covered anyways. I paid for it, so it's not like that's an issue. I just gotta find the time because I got a busy schedule. I'm
it. All
going,
this wrestling.
I'm going tomorrow. I'm going 4th of July. I'm going on Friday to
To what?
PWG.
What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow is bar wrestling.
Where's that?
It's in Baldwin Park,
That's kind
and
of near me.
yeah, we should hang out after. What are you
Okay.
doing for the 4th of July, Derek? How are you
I don't
celebrating?
know. We'll see what happens.
I hung out with you and Ryan on 4th of July once. We ended up just watching America's Funniest Home Videos for like 3 hours.
That's Orion, 4th of
That's a
July.
Ryan special. Uh,
Um, what was I gonna
yeah,
say?
and then I went to New Japan this weekend. It was the New Japan weekend. I went to their press conference in
How
Gardena
much
on
was that?
Friday. That was free. And then the New Japan tickets, I got the cheapest ticket. They were like $40 each.
So it's
So
four
I went to
hundred
a free
dollars
press
just in a
conference.
week of wrestling.
It's like I'm on vacation, man. I'm making the most of
Does this kind of stuff
everything.
happen all the time, and now you just have the time to do it?
Yes, 100%. I normally can't go to shows in the middle of the week. I can't go to Raw or SmackDown usually because I'm working and they're far away. But because that's no longer an issue right now, I'm doing it all.
So that's
Doing it
why you
all.
like this summer vacation thing.
100%.
What if wrestling gets in the way of work?
How?
I don't know. Let's say Money in the Bank is on the day of the big conference, the big school conference.
I've always managed to balance work life in a responsible way.
What if they say in 6 months we have a big thing, all hands on deck, but it happens to fall on WrestleMania weekend?
It's in our we don't work weekends. It's in our union contract. That's never going to happen.
But it's like up to that Friday, so you couldn't, you know what I mean? It's like
I
during the
would,
week, but it's that
well,
week.
I would have put in a vacation request already that was granted.
How far? I mean, I've seen the baseball card incident at the Boys and Girls Club. Let's say they're like, we're revoking that. What do you do?
I can't give up my job is my livelihood. I'm not dumb enough to give that up. Without
Okay.
my job, I can't do anything.
All right. That's good. You have a good head on your shoulders.
Like my job is what enables me to do all the stuff.
Okay, that's good.
Brian's in the chat. Brian, are you still in England? I think Brian's still in England. Are you in England?
Who's that?
Um, my friend Brian, who just joined in the chat, is I think he's still in England, so he might be joining us from England, or maybe he's home. I don't know.
Well, anyway, you're not wrestled out yet.
Not no, 100% no. I'm even if anything, I'm more energized because this New Japan is like so different and unique from like WWE or even the independent shows that I go to. That it's all like just like film or TV. There's so many different types. It's like you get tired or something isn't good. There's so many other options. We live in a glorious time where so much is available to us, but some that can be overwhelming. I mean, that is a real thing. Like, it can be very
Do you get to
overwhelming,
the
but
point where like you do a lot of stuff, but you feel you still are missing out on stuff because there's so much stuff?
yeah, I always feel like that. I feel like that all the time. I think that's part of my anxiety, I think. Like I always
So
feel that
you're
missing
You're
out
not
on things.
satisfied
I
with
mean, I
the
am satisfied. I know how I gotten to do. I was just talking. So, and the other cool part is like wrestling. There's such a great community surrounding it. Like you see a lot of the same people, and like I've become really good friends with a lot of these people, and like we all hang out. We go out to eat after the shows, meet up with people from all over the country, all over the world. I hung out with these guys on Saturday night. Just started talking to them because they were with friend of friends, and they ended up being TV writers. So I got some cool inside TV writer advice. Talked to them for a while. Also hung out with the guitarist from Tool, who's a huge wrestling fan, and he's like a really cool guy. He's also a Hollywood makeup artist, so it's really cool talking to him.
How do you feel that this week the wrestling community may have taken a hit with that Trump tweet?
Yeah, the Trump thing, that's a little unfortunate.
How does the wrestling community, what is their reaction?
I mean, it's amusing, but it's also very upsetting for a lot of people, and like some
So
people
Trump
struggle with it
actually
more.
did that in wrestling? He like
Yes,
jumped on somebody?
he participated in a wrestling match multiple times.
Who was that?
Who was what?
The guy he was jumping
And
on.
that particular clip, I'd have to look at it. But there's a few. I know he was going like he was with Vince. He was in. I know he was in the ring with Vince McMahon a couple times, and then like some other guys, Stone Cold Steve Austin. But Stone Cold Steve Austin gave him a Stone Cold Stunner.
Donald Trump?
Yeah,
What is that?
it's like his little finishing move where he kicks you in the stomach and then he snaps your neck.
Well, I'm sad that that didn't really happen.
You can look that up. It's funny to watch. Sometimes when I'm feeling really shitty about Trump, I just watch that. But
Anyway, that was
yeah, so I
Wrestle
mean,
Talk.
there were some people talking about that this week. But I don't know. I've had made a lot of cool friends. Hanging out a lot with my friend Sean, also known as the Hot Tub Guy. Got to, it's cool watching him.
You gotten in that
like,
hot tub yet?
I haven't got. I was there. I was at his house, but I didn't
You
have my
saw the hot
swimsuit.
tub.
It's a really nice setup. It's got like an awning, and like it's very
Do you wear a
nice.
shirt in this hot tub, or you just
Nah,
go
man,
come
go
on
as
in?
you are.
That's
No
good.
judgment.
I like that.
And but it's been fun hanging out, making new friends. Found
Summer
because Summer Brendo is alive. Making through my new friendships, I was able to procure PWG tickets for Friday, which I had not been able to get. So, making friends, meeting people, working the angles, so
becoming
to
a
say.
upstanding member of the wrestling fan community.
And it was really cool seeing my friends Marty and Sarah from they're comedians from Chicago, hosts of the show Marty and Sarah Love Wrestling. Very entertaining comedy-based wrestling show on
Shouldn't you go in
iTunes.
character to these shows as Mr. Brendo? Which
Who is Mr. Brendo? It's me.
I know, but I picture him as like a Monopoly Man-esque.
Now, wrestling fans that try to be wrestlers are like the worst kind of wrestling fans in the world. So 100%
With their
no.
own characters. Why are
Or
they
just
bad?
like they act like they're above other wrestling fans, and they it's kind of
But you'd
sad.
be a man of the people. You
I
change that
guess.
stereotype.
I mean, I don't know. But it was everything. I don't know. I've just had a lot of cool adventures this week.
You'd
Hanging out.
carry money bags, but inside the money bags, like chocolate coins that you can hand to the
Well,
people. And then they say, Mr. Brendo's Wrestling Show on it. There's a
now I
marketing
can't
idea.
do that because Joey Ryan's character on Glow is called Mr. Monopoly. Like he did it.
Well, you can,
Done.
tweak it just to be another, maybe like the New Yorker icon. It'll be him with the monocle.
I've been, working the hat game. I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to the hats. I've gotten some new hats.
I'm getting used to it.
People are, gotten a lot of good compliments on the hats and my hair, and
I think you should try that pork pie look.
I might give it a whirl. I don't know.
I
I'm a
think you
little
should
nervous
try
about
it.
that. Their pork pie hats are not cheap. like good
You can go to,
ones.
you can go to like Target and get
Well,
a
yeah, those are
normal.
cheap ass
You can look
hipster
like what's his name,
looking.
Joey in Degrassi. That
Oh
first
yeah.
that first iteration. You could do that.
Well, I mean, I got a Ghostbusters hat on Amazon. It looks really cool. For Comic
Now
Con.
you can be the hat guy.
Yeah, but
All
isn't
sorts
like
of hats.
like Judah Friedlander or something? I don't know.
Well, you don't have to have sayings on the hat. You can just have different
Well, yeah,
things you
I
like on the hats.
exactly. That's what I'm procuring various hats. I got a lot of Amazon gift cards for my birthday, so I've been using that to buy some hats.
I really wish I had given you that Bazinga cup I found in the back of the store for your birthday. We have a few of them.
I'm I mean I would.
Speaking of Comic Con 10th anniversary Hall H panel, they're all going to be there. I'll see you there,
Oh yeah.
Brendo.
Yeah,
Uh
I'll
huh.
front row.
I'm kind of
I'm sure.
excited for that. I wonder if I'll be able to do that. It's the
I bet
first
you they
thing
have
I'm
bare
like.
naked ladies there again. I
They've done
remember
that
I
before.
accidentally went. I was at a. I don't know. I think I was waiting for another panel, and I was at the Big Bang Theory panel where big bare naked ladies were there to play the theme song.
Usually the cast doesn't go, but they're coming.
Yeah, they used to go a lot, and then they stopped, and then
I
people
mean,
because
this is the 10th year.
yeah, I know it's a long time. It's a very successful show, and now they're talking about this. Isn't there going to be like a Sheldon spinoff or some sort of spinoff
If
with
you watch
evil
Young Sheldon, and if you
young
watch the,
Sheldon?
it's a one camera sitcom, and the kid they
Mm.
picked is like really good, and the Laurie Metcalf, because Laurie Metcalf plays his mom in the show. The woman they got to play young Laurie Metcalf is crazy good at it, and the show actually looks like a little more subversive than like
I
the
like that.
ha ha.
That sounds interesting to me.
And I think it's the 80s too, because it's when he was a kid. I think you watch the
I'll
promo.
give it a
I think it
shot
may
just
be
for
something that
okay.
you would like. I'm
I'm
sure they'll do
just
something about that. See,
it,
Friday is all TV days, all the TV panels, so you got that. And then I think the Ballroom 20 is all CW all
is
day,
Indigo still going to be Adult Swim stuff? I know
I
it
think,
usually is.
but it's like Ballroom 20 is like Arrow, Flash, Riverdale,
Oh God, I want to go to the Riverdale panel. Oh shit.
the iZombie. It's gonna be packed on Friday.
Yeah,
It's
Ballroom
all the big.
20. I've I haven't been able to like I don't even try Ballroom. I haven't even tried Ballroom 20 in like 5 years. That line got like Hall H level insane.
I'm a little sad there's no Crazy Ex-Girlfriend panel.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Well, they haven't announced the full schedule, have they? Is it up? Am I missing something?
Well, the CW
I know
day
they've made
is
some
up.
announcements. Okay.
Warner Brother Television is pretty much up.
Hmm.
That's why they
I guess
announced Big Bang at the bottom of
they're
CW.
not part of the rule that says don't give out your schedule until we publish the schedule. Well,
I
they're
guess
part
not.
of the big dogs. We're just the little folks. So we got a couple they're not even real emails. We got comments on radiobrendo.com that I'm going to read. You can go to radiobrendo.com, use a contact page, or hit us up, brendoman@gmail.com, Facebook, Twitter, @BrendoMan. So Jerry, my friend, commented. So I haven't seen this movie yet, so maybe I'll have Derek reply. But Jerry writes in, Brendan, Get Out is not scary, which people have told me. Derek, you said the same thing. But
Well,
you don't
no
get scared of
movie is
anything.
scary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
unless I'm
You're
high,
like
and
nothing
then
is
I'm really
scary.
scared. But now getting high, I realize I feel like I'm 3 years old watching movies again, where it's too loud, it's very intense. I figured out a way to be scared again, and I don't think I like it.
That's how I feel all the time. And I don't require to be
Yeah,
altered.
maybe this is also. I don't know. Maybe it's how you feel, like where everything is just intensely happening and
Yes.
coming at you. And if something, is a little too intense, you're just gonna, freak out a little
There you
bit.
go. Some understanding
And
from Derek.
and on top of that, you're super hungry and tired.
All right. So then she says, this is where things might get a little controversial. She says there are like
Also,
two
how could it be scary for you? You're not black.
just general horror jump scares and all that shit.
It is one of the only ones without jump scares. You'll like it. You'll watch it eventually. You'll
I
like it.
will watch it eventually. So she says there are like two moments of loud music / sudden movement, but otherwise it is not scary. And then here's where it gets controversial. It is actually, and then she says in all caps, incredibly slow. It takes
No,
so long to get moving, and then the payoff isn't that surprising or satisfying. She didn't like it.
that's a rare negative review.
Yeah, but Jerry is like she watches a she's one of the people that watches that I know. Between you and her, you probably watched every movie on the planet. But that's a hot take. Derek, what is your did you didn't feel that way. You liked it.
I liked it. Felt
You don't think
built
it's
up
too
nicely.
slow?
I didn't think it was slow.
Okay.
No.
Hmm. Well, there you go. Somebody a different take on a very popular movie. I just realized I saw a new movie. We will wait to talk about that but I guess in a minute. We'll talk about it in a minute. Um all right, so then not Sherry, Jerry. I have a friend named Sherry and a friend named Jerry. So that was just a mess up there. And then she says in a second comment, dig in the hair, Brendo. So thank you. It's going okay.
Maybe this is it.
I got some head shaving tips over the week. So I've been working a little bit more. I don't know. Got it going. I am when I go to school, like when I go back to work, I can't wear hats, but I'm inside, so it'll be fine.
You can't wear hats at school, just like
I
that
work
old
in the
rule.
library, and the number one rule of the library is no hats in the library.
Why do you think that is?
It's like a respect thing. I think it's like from the 40s. I don't know. It's like an old person thing. Who cares if you
What
have
if
a
it's
hat on?
a yarmulke?
I think yarmulkes you can have on, but like ball caps. And also like in our situation, it's like a gang thing. Like at our school, at a
Are there
junior
still
high.
gangs out there?
Yeah, very much so. What do you mean? Is there still gangs out there?
How
Yeah, those
about in
murders
your
in
area?
Chicago are just happening because of.
How about your area?
Yeah, San Bernardino is like one of the worst. Still has one of the highest crime rates in the country. It's really bad. But where I live, Ukaipa, it's just a rural whatever. So not I mean, Ukaipa's fine. But San Bernardino, man, like since they closed the Air Force base, San Bernardino has just been a bad spot. It's very unfortunate. And then the city went bankrupt and all this other stuff. They don't have enough money for police. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. What are you typing?
Oh, I'm just tweeting.
Hmm. What are you tweeting?
Somebody's at Disneyland again. And they're on the Guardians ride. And I want to know how long it took on the day before July 4th.
I bet, what is it, like 4 hours probably?
I don't know. We'll see. I'll update you.
I don't think they have a single rider line.
No, they don't.
Man. Yeah.
Still, I don't know when I'm gonna be able to go.
What are your thoughts
It's very
on.
sad.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
I see so many people go and everybody's vlogging and it's the summer of. Oh, I'm not gonna miss the summer of heroes, Brenda. What am I gonna do? I guess maybe it'll slow down and maybe I'll get some money towards the end of August or something.
um, what are your thoughts on this Pirates of the Caribbean
Well,
kerfuffle?
people are like, it's like they're like, well, maybe we shouldn't have sex slavery on a child ride. I'm like, the whole ride is about piracy. Frontierland is about the rape and pillage of the
Also,
natural world. It's
Cheryl, who is
Disneyland.
a
Disneyland is a watered down the American experience.
Yeah,
It's
and
all bad.
Cheryl pointed
All of it.
out,
The occult, the
yeah.
dangers of technology.
Cheryl, who has a master's degree in maritime history, specific during that
From
period,
the movies
Movies
podcast.
Made Me. She pointed out with her expertise that, like, because like the new scene is going to be like a female pirate and they're like auctioning their loot. She pointed out multiple things like that's even more inaccurate than the wench auction because pirates never auction their loot like that. And there were female pirates did not look like that at all. They were not sexualized. They like disguised themselves as men. Like
I think
that,
they
so
should
that's
work on
also they
getting.
trade. So basically, they're trading one lie for another lie, like, and which one's worse? Like historical. So now we're gonna be even more historically inaccurate. I mean, a ride is a ride. It's their ride. They could do whatever they want with their ride. And as
Also,
consumers,
nobody
Disney
complains.
consumers need to buck up and start speaking with their wallets. All they do is complain, but they keep spending their money and buying tickets to go there. If you're really that pissed off, stop it. Stop it, because nothing is ever going to change if you
Well,
keep.
now it is.
Well, yeah, but they're going to keep doing whatever they want to do as long as like they. It's so like I don't know. I just like I don't know. The
They
Disney
should
fan
work on getting Captain
complete.
Salazar on that ride. I liked him from the
Which
new
one's
movie.
Captain Solid? Oh, I hadn't seen the new movie. I didn't see the new one. Was it better than the last one?
I really liked it.
I guess maybe I'll go try it out. But
Has
that last one with
the
Ian
Skins
McShane,
girl is like the lead.
yeah, and I really like her. Man, I was watching her season where she's like the lead in Skins again. Those ones are intense. They're all intense, but those ones especially. There's like a really crazy like murder storyline in that one. It's like really crazy. It's like it's like it's like it's almost like I guess it's not real, but it's almost Friday Night Lights season 2 crazy. Do you think that's like the biggest left turn writer's mistake in like the history of television? That Landry
No,
storyline,
no. I watched it all at the same time, so it's all a big blur. I don't care.
where Landry just like murdered somebody and then like his dad helped him cover it up, and this is a show about small town football team. Like what the
I'm sure that happens.
I don't. That was crazy. And they quickly like erase that over and like let's never speak of this again. All right.
I need to
Well,
go to Disneyland before
I
they
do
change
too.
that
It's
now.
just so it, you're looking at $100+
I know, but you
for
just
one
spent like.
park.
I know, but if I were you, but I'm not, I would. What I would do is just skip a few wrestling shows.
No, why would I do that?
You know, just
Also,
to
like,
offset the cost.
eh,
But you know,
um,
that's your choice.
if I like, I guess if I love Disneyland that much, I would do that, but I guess I don't.
Yeah, and that's just your choice.
Also, that just doesn't seem like a for me personally. For some
Like we've
reason,
talked
that
about,
sounds like that's too much money. That's too much money for something. I don't think I've ever spent that much money on a wrestling ticket. Like,
the we've talked about this before. Maybe because you work there too and spent so many free
I mean,
times there
I
that
pretty
paying
much lived
anything.
there for like 2 years, but I had a season pass for like 5 years after I worked there.
But you said, remember, towards the end, like you felt pressure when
Oh
you
yeah,
weren't
like I
going, and
have to
then you
go.
felt it was too much. You was just like you fell in between the cracks, and then you couldn't enjoy it because of the money.
Well, yeah, because I felt like I'm paying this much every month, so I have to go. I have to, and then that made it like not as fun.
Maybe you have
Like
Disneyland PTSD.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I love Disneyland with like the with my whole with I'm not gonna say my whole heart anymore. Probably 3/4 of my heart. I love Disneyland. I definitely don't love it as much as some lots of other people love it, but I love it's a huge part of my life. It's been a huge part of my life my entire life. It's one of the I always talk about how like it will always be someplace special to me because it's the one of the few places I can go where I can stand somewhere that I stood like when I was a small child, and it looks there are I mean it still looks the same. It's still the same thing, and there's something very special about that, and there's something very special about the fact that I don't know. I mean, everybody's got their own stories about the place and their own attachments to it, and I think that's what makes it wonderful. But then it's also this like freaking giant corporate faceless like money machine, and those two things are constantly at battle with each other. I don't know, man. I don't know. What are your
Well,
what are your thoughts? How
I
much
just
I mean
want to go on
Disneyland's a
that goddamn Guardians ride. And just that's all I want. I just want to eat those
well, what are
green
you gonna do when
tacos.
Star Wars land opens? I mean,
Well,
geez.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
Hopefully, I have Lucasfilm connections.
yeah, that's
Maybe
right.
I'll be able to use that if they're still there at the
Hopefully.
time. I don't know. I'm not,
I'm
but
pulling for you, Derek.
I mean, when the summer shows up, I look at summer movies and I feel anxiety like, oh, well, am I gonna see that opening day? Like, am I gonna get a ticket? And, like, I feel like Spider-Man. I can't feel excited about Spider-Man until I have my ticket. I know where I'm gonna go. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, I gotta
Then
buy
I'll
it
be
too.
excited. But yeah, I just want to go to Disneyland. I mean, there's no because you also know that getting a discounted ticket is almost impossible to
Well,
get anywhere.
and then if you do get, I can get discount tickets, but you know how much the discount is? Like $5.
Yeah, at this
And
point,
like you can't
doesn't
get
mean
sign-ins
anything.
during the summer, even if you do know people with sign-ins because they're blocked
Oh
out.
yeah,
Um, so I mean, but I don't know. I mean,
but
I
I'm
don't know.
getting information here that the standby line's only 100 minutes, and it's not
Wait, so
bad.
there is a standby line for Guardians?
Well, there's a fast pass line.
Well, that's different because they run out of fast passes. They probably run out of fast passes like immediately.
I know, but the fast pass
Oh, the
line
regular line
exists
is. Oh
all
yeah,
day
yeah. So
long.
the regular line is 100. So the standby line.
Yeah, it's
I
not
never mind.
terrible.
That's single rider. I'm sorry. I'm confused. I just woke up. So the standby line 100 minutes. That's not bad because
For
wasn't it like
July
4 hours?
3rd,
Yeah,
yeah, that's not
because
bad
this
at
is
all.
like the busiest of busy times at the park. I started working. I think July 2nd, 2017. Maybe no, because I was training 4th of July weekend. So yeah, like July 2nd, I think was my first day, and then
So
I
it's
went
your
there.
anniversary.
Yeah. And then, because I remember I had been working there for a couple weeks on July 17th, 2005, which was kind of like my trial by fire at Disneyland because I worked for 8 hours, slept 8 hours, and then immediately I had an 8 hour turnaround for my next shift because that was when, like, for the 17th, people were camping out in the parking lot because it was the 50th anniversary, and
What are
like
they camping out for?
to be the to get in the park, like to be the first people in there on the 50th because they're giving out 50th Mickey ears. It was a whole big giant thing. There were tons of celebrities. It was the 50th anniversary of the
I also
park.
have a lot of when I go to Disneyland with people, I end up going, "Hey, that's where this horrible story from my childhood happened," and they're like, "You need a lot of Why do you like Disneyland? A lot of bad stuff happened here." I'm
See,
like, "I
your
don't
mine is
know.
like the exact
I
opposite.
don't
Like all
know."
these wonderful things.
Like when one just happened, and then the other. There's the biggest one I could say is that we were all a bunch of my friends went to Disneyland, and everybody was kind of mad at each other because one was trying to date the other, and some people were upset by that. But then somebody found out that their grandmother died while they were inside
Mm.
Minnie's house, and
Probably never go in Minnie's house again.
that's why I videotaped it. And she's like crying and hearing this bad news, but she's sitting on a big cartoon couch, and I'm
Oh my
like, "What are you
gosh.
crying about? About how great Minnie's house is?" And he's like, "My grandmother's dead," and then you see the camera go.
Oh my god. That's awful.
A lot of great memories, but still,
That's
I'm still want to create the good ones.
I went to Disneyland with you once. It was fun. We had a
We
fun
should have
time.
went on your birthday. I wish I had money.
I wish I had money too. I'm with you.
I
It's
guess if we
I've
both
been.
had money, we
It
would.
sucks that I've been. I mean, for that kind, I have money, but not Disneyland money. I I I mean, it sucks that it sucks that I'm like priced out of Disneyland. Like it sucks. Like
Well,
I
I
think if I
mean,
lived closer, I would get like the cheapest pass, but because it's only good, like I can't go to Disneyland in the middle of the week like normally, so it's not worth it to me.
maybe you should
Like
put aside like $40,
not
and in a
I'd
couple
rather put
weeks.
aside that's what I'm doing for WrestleMania next year. That's all. It's not if I bought an annual pass, I think my brain would explode. It wouldn't work.
So when was the last time you went? It's like
I
Disney
went
therapy.
well when Brian and his wife, Brian, who was in the chat but is no longer in the chat, he came out from Arizona last summer, last around this time actually, and we all went. I bought a ticket. I sucked it up.
So you
Um,
bought a normal ticket.
yes,
Didn't you go to one of the Halloween things?
I did go to the Halloween thing in October, so that's the last time. That's
And
to
isn't
me
that
is a good
cheaper
deal.
because it's
So
like at night or something?
it's only at Disneyland and it's only like it's like 5 or 6 hours, but the park is not very crowded. We went on a ton of rides and you get candy. So I will do that. That'll probably be the next time I go to Disneyland.
How much was that? But that sells out
It's
really
like
quickly.
$70. It doesn't sell out. I mean, we go during the week, so we don't doesn't sell out crazy fast.
Huh.
You should go with us to that.
I'd go to that.
Go trick or treating. You get so much candy. You can wear costumes.
But anyway, I need to make it to. I can't
We
not
could be
miss the
Doc and
summer.
Marty. We could finally do our Doc and Marty costume.
I could not go to Summer of Heroes. I just
Well,
need to make it by the end. I
so
don't
you're
know
gonna
how
work
I'm
it
going to
out.
do it. I
Save up that money. Sell something. Well, that's maybe if you
I
go
don't want
to
to
the.
go. I don't want to be like Matt Cohen going alone. That's to me the rock bottom of life.
I used to do that all the time. That was
I know,
all I
but you used
did.
to go in for free. I mean, it was nothing.
I mean,
I
I
think
had a
it's
season
different
when I
for
had a
you.
season pass. I went by myself all the time.
I don't
I
know.
don't have
We'll
any
see what
problem
happens.
going by myself. That was a weird Matt Cohen call there.
But that's what I think of whenever I consider going alone.
I saw
Him
Matt at
taking
New
pictures.
Japan. I saw
Him
Matt in
taking
New Japan,
pictures.
and he's getting ready to go to Japan, and he's nice enough because the merchandise line at New Japan was so long, and Matt's going to Japan. He's gonna get me a Los Ingobernables de Japón hat.
He's a
So
very nice guy.
hey, it's nice. It was a nice gesture. Just thought I'd counterbalance.
It'd be
So
really
that's all.
badass if you're like, I'm all set. Thanks, but no thanks.
What?
I don't know. That'd be cool of you.
Hmm.
But you you want that wrestling.
I want that hat.
Keep on keeping on.
All right. Well, speaking of keep on, I guess
That
I
was
was
a
gonna.
dark dive into Disney depression.
We were talking about I speaking of
We'll
plugs, I
see if you
realized
even get that hat.
hey,
I
come on.
wouldn't,
What are you
don't
gonna
get your
place
hopes up.
odds?
Don't
I'm
get
not
your
getting
hopes up.
my hopes up, but I don't know. I'm confident.
I'd get you that
Um
hat if I went to Japan.
well, all right. Moving onward. I realize we've been doing all these plugs and we never plug our own stuff. And there is stuff to plug now. We've been talking about it and then Phil silently without telling, I mean, I guess he told me and then I forgot. Um, our record is available to purchase in the Popbox Music Store. If you want the Radio BrendoMan 7-inch, you can buy it. popboxmusic.com/store. Check out that record. We also have a book available. We haven't mentioned that in a long time. Derek, do you have the Brax book?
I keep asking for a free copy and I don't get them.
Because you're a
But
very supportive friend.
I
I would buy
know,
your
I
book,
know,
Derek.
I know. I'll buy the book eventually. You have a lot of
Eventually.
regrets when
You've
you
been
make
saying that
money.
for like 5
I
years.
know, but and this is it's all that's on me. But I wish I have so many regrets about what I would do now Because I was thinking about the times I did have money. Now I'm thinking about all the things I should have just gotten.
How about, I don't know.
Should have got the Brex book.
Well, you can buy a Brax book if you go to
Is there more than
braxcomics.com.
one? Is there a volume 2
The
out?
second one is coming out third quarter 2017, maybe fourth quarter.
Is there a
Uh,
bundle?
there might be a bundle. No, actually no, because it's through Amazon, so I don't
You
think they
can't
do
do that.
bundles. Because
You can
if we,
click that thing that says, is there a
oh yeah,
thing, where it's like, oh,
well,
customers have bought this.
yeah. I mean, maybe there will be, but I think we'd have to get enough people to buy both for it to show up. Because I think that's like an algorithm. Um, so you can buy our book if you go to brackcomics.com. There's links to Amazon or there's links to Lulu. And I would recommend if you buy it on Lulu, there's always discount codes floating around, so you might be able to get a deal. And sometimes I do post them on the Brax Comics Facebook page. I haven't done it in a while,
Do you
but you
still
can
do
find them.
Brex?
Every once in a while. It's
Rolling
basically,
down.
yeah. I mean, we're gonna get to 500 strips.
When
It's
was the last one
soon.
that was posted?
It was posted during Long Beach Comic Expo, I think. So it's been a
So
while.
in February.
April, February, maybe. Uh, I mean, we had a good run. Uh, but you can buy the book of the first 100 strips, and it's fun. It's a fun book. You know what else is fun is listening to podcasts. I listened to them all week because I was driving a lot, and a good way to listen to them is on Stitcher. But you also got Apple Podcasts, which is what it's called now, I guess. Rate, review, subscribe on there and on
Really?
iTunes and
Apple
everywhere.
Podcasts?
I think like on the phone, like if you have an iPhone, it's just like podcasts.
Right.
It's just Apple Podcasts. So check that out. Rate, review, subscribe. Tell our friend. Tell your friends. Tell our friends. Tell. I have friends that don't listen to my show, and that's
You
fine.
tell students to listen to your wrestling podcast?
100% zero no,
Why not? I don't see anything wrong with that.
because they're children and I use foul language.
Oh.
I can't
So some
promoting my personal projects at work to kids is not.
that's
That's
what
not a
Charles Schultz did, and look how big Peanuts is now.
no. That's not. I mean, if I know kids have Googled me and they find my stuff, I know that's happened.
Isn't that weird?
It is weird, but it's just
What do
something
they
you have to deal
do?
with.
How do they tell you
They know
that
my
they've seen
name
it?
and like, well, somebody was like, oh, some junior hire was like, hey, do you do a podcast? Is that you? And I was like, yes. And they were like, oh, okay. How do you do that? And I told them.
It's like
I don't
when
know.
the math teacher, we had like a very hot male math teacher in high school
Mhm.
that had a band, and he told us the band page, and then we inundated his forums with like math questions, and he got really mad.
My
And then
chemistry teacher had
I
a
video
band. They were
interviewed
awesome.
him. I interviewed him like, do you realize how many students here would totally like try to sleep with you? And he like made me turn the camera off. That's when I
Wow.
was a young minor and I can get away with that kind of
Were
questions.
you like a video yearbook, video
This is
journalist
just
guy?
for my archives.
You were just doing video
I
interviews
think
with
it was for
teachers?
some class.
Okay.
I'm like, do you realize that you could really clean up around here?
That's a you
Turn that
can't,
off.
you can't talk about that.
But I was the young one, so
You
I
were
could talk
that
about whatever
kid.
I wanted. I was just like, do you realize the power you have here?
Well, while you're listening to our podcast, you should be listening to all the great Benview Network podcasts, including the Super Mario Brothers Minute. I mean, that's one of them. It's a good one. Derek, what's your favorite Benview Network podcast?
Uh, I like the Star Wars Nerds Unite when they talk about Force Awakens because one of their friends didn't like it and kept sneaking in his critiques, but made it sound like he liked it, and they were so Star Wars drunk that they didn't pick up that he was like rapping. That was great. Those are good people. The Unite team, the
The
Tim
Unite team.
Van Altrib's his wife and Mark Bolton and those people.
Yeah. Also,
It was a
Comic Nerdy Night.
good finds, good Benview finds. I don't know
Yeah.
how they got in league with the Benview network, but
Well, that's all Andrew hustling and Emily. But I think Andrew does a lot of the like, hey, wheeling and dealing, I guess. I don't know.
it's all
I don't know
Andrew.
what happens over there.
It's all Andrew.
No, not all Andrew. I know Emily does a lot of stuff. So you also have other new shows. You got Anna Musings with Kayla and David talking about Disney's animated theatrical releases. And then you got Nothing New, a remake podcast with Andrew Lindy and Justin Keyson. Justin Keyson from Benview on Spielberg, which is also a
I've met
show you
him.
can. Yeah,
They're
good
good.
guy. Yeah, Extra Damage, Josh Anderson, Jesse
He's always
Slihan.
good.
I hope I'm not like getting a cough. I got a lot going on this week.
If you miss a few wrestling shows, it's gonna be that big of a deal.
If I miss PWG, I might die.
Why? It doesn't happen every month.
It does, but this is a really good card. One of my favorite wrestlers might win the title, and I really am excited to go there. Also, because James Franco might be back.
But you already
And
saw him.
hey, I'm established. James Franco might become my wrestling buddy.
And then what?
Let me
You
have
you,
that. I
you,
don't
you
know.
told me this when I gave you a similar thing. You're like, and then what?
I don't know. We'll see where it takes us.
Where could it take you?
Who knows? Maybe I'm sitting at WrestleMania with James Franco. You don't know.
All right.
2 years from now, because we've been seeing each other at PWG shows. This is hey, I never thought I'd be friends with some of the people that I'm friends with now, and like in the wrestling world, and it just you just put your FaceTime in. I don't know, man. Let me have this.
All right. Every time I see her out there, I'm like, look at him, look at him. Good for him.
Well, you know what else is good is saving $50 at DreamHost.com. If you go to RadioBrendo.com and click the DreamHost link, you'll save $50 off your order. Get a cool website. Get that website for your portfolio, your podcast, your store. Do the thing you've always been dreaming of. Derek, what are you dreaming of?
Going to that
Going to
Summer of
Disneyland, I
Heroes.
guess.
I like to
Well,
save $50 going to Disneyland.
I mean, that would be great. But hey, maybe if you had like Derek's, maybe if you started your, I don't know. I don't know. I think you need to do more with your picture start movie reviews and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Get some of those Google AdSense dollars going. Maybe. I don't know. But you know what I do know is that Amazon Prime is a great deal. And you can go to radiobrendo.com, click the Amazon Prime link to get a free trial. You know what I just got on Amazon? I got the ball cap buddy that lets you put your ball caps in the wash. It's like a
You
little
can't do
plastic
that
thing.
normally?
Well, they get all messed up, so you put them in this thing so it kind of keeps them all like in place.
Why do you need to wash them? Because you're all sweaty?
You get like sweat stains on them sometimes.
So what do you
One of
put them in
them,
a bag?
well, you put them in the ball cap, buddy, and then you put it in the on like gentle cycle. You're supposed to put it in the dishwasher, but I don't have a dishwasher. But it said it also works in the washer, and I haven't tried it yet. But because I was I hand washed my caps, and I have one where I can't get the stains out to the point where I can't really wear this one. It looks gross, and it smells nice because I've washed it so many times. But it just looks. I can't get these stains out. I've taken like a toothbrush. I looked online and said to use shampoo. I tried that. I tried dish detergent. I tried laundry detergent.
You're really into these caps now.
Well, I wear them a lot, and now I'm a cap guy. I'm a cap guy.
Do you want like a lids gift certificate for like
Well,
Christmas?
Lids has like sport hats, and I don't care about sports hats. Maybe a Padres hat, but even that's a little too sporty for me.
You
I mean,
need
I don't
like
like.
a hat that says like the Philadelphia BrendoMans or something.
All right, well, let's finish it off here. We got our Amazon link at radiobrendo.com. If you click it and then you order stuff, we get money, and that's great because we got some bills to pay. So we'd appreciate it if you did that. And that's the best way, easiest way, no cost to you except the stuff you buy on Amazon, which you're going to buy anyways. Well, somebody bought, we got, I don't know what this is. It's called My Crazy Women. I think it's a movie. Is there a movie called My Crazy Women? No, that's My Vida Loca. Whoa, what is this? This is called My Crazy Women, and this is that Richie the Barber clown guy. He has a book.
Anybody has a book. You have a book.
This is that guy that Cavins hangs out with. And he has a book. And he has a face tattoo. It makes him look like a clown. Well, he wrote a book, and I guess Cavins must have bought it. Or maybe somebody. That'd be a really bizarre coincidence. But that's a cool story. Gotta check that out. Okay, we got, you can buy car parts on Amazon. You just put in your car, make and model, and it'll tell you, like, hey, I need an air filter, and it'll show you which one you need. And somebody bought a Fram air filter. Have you ever tried to change your oil, Derek? Because I did once, and it did not go very well.
That seems very complicated.
It's not that complicated, but
Although
I
I
didn't do
saw
it
an
right.
ad for how to change there's this thing called Cool Air thing where you could just replace the Freon yourself with this
Okay,
thing.
I've watched videos. That is extremely dangerous, and like that looks very scary.
Oh, well,
They
I
make it
guess.
look easy, but they're like, oh yeah, if you mess up, you could like explode yourself. And
Oh,
I'm like,
great.
duh.
That's
But I
fantastic.
suppose I know people that have done it, and they said it's fine. And I'm sure if I got the stuff, I could probably have John help me do it because he's like a car head. I wish I was a gearhead. I mean, I
Carhead.
probably gearhead, car head, I don't know. Because like I'm good with like computer parts, so I should be able to work on a car, but cars have so many more parts. And I don't know what they all do. And I guess I could just read books about it.
What's the
I
most
don't know.
complicated computer thing you know?
I mean, I don't know. I could probably replace any part on a computer.
Could you replace, say, the 3D simulator card?
The graphics card, that's super easy. The most difficult thing I did was like my processor and like using like the contact gel and like and then like it kind of looks like you're diffusing a bomb and you got like little like
Can you
and
make
then
one of
like
those computers that have like the cooling tubes in them?
yeah, I could probably do all that stuff. I've done that stuff. So I don't know. But we also got we got more fishing stuff. Eagle claw featherlight combo with 6 ball bearing spinning reel. 6 foot 6 inch. That's a big rod.
That should be the thing at the end of the show for
Ravel
summer.
SS Ravel folding music stand. Oh, somebody's maybe going to a gig, needs a portable music stand. I used to have my own music stand when I played saxophone. Oh, so this is exactly like that. Just a nice little portable music stand. Only $8. It's a good deal. Derek, do you play any instruments?
I wanted to play saxophone, but they didn't have enough.
Oh, I played
So
saxophone. It was super.
there went my musical
What made you
career.
want to play saxophone?
I don't know.
Was it a movie or anything?
It's a big and cool.
Yeah, I wanted to be like the fish in the Little Mermaid playing the saxophone.
And you did.
Did it?
How come you still
I
don't play? You can be one of
I
those
mean, I
guys.
don't own one. Saxophones are extremely expensive.
Just go
I
to like the
sold.
pawn shop.
They're not cheap. Like, and then the one that I sold mine to help pay for college. I got like $2,000, $1,500. I think my mom sold it and we used it to pay for college. Um, we got somebody bought a $20 PlayStation Store gift card. I just bought the Necromancer pack for Diablo 3. They just made a new character and it's cool. You can have like an army of the dead. You got these skull armies. It's pretty fun. I'm playing that. You playing any video games, Derek? I know you've been wanting to. What's the you want to play? What do you want to play?
What?
Oh, the South Park game. Are you gonna
Yeah,
buy?
I'll wait for that. I guess by the fall, I'll have to get a
Hmm.
PS4. They're pretty cheap now.
They're gonna be. They're probably gonna be. There's gonna be. You should wait till Black Friday, and then they'll be really cheap.
Maybe. I'm gonna play the game the day it comes out. I'm not gonna wait around.
Mhm.
Have people tell me what it is.
All right, we got Gulp Heads, Darter. So this is like another one of those like fish hook things.
That should
All right.
be our podcast about soda.
What? Gulp Heads?
Gulp heads.
I like that.
You ever see people walking around with like a double gulp? It's like you do you
Like
want
me?
diabetes? Like it just seems like it's
Me?
too much soda.
And not if it's diet.
It's still bad.
People keep saying that.
That's all I hear.
That's because it's just a freaking people just keep recirculating. And I ask people, tell me how. They're like,
Aspartame is bad for
uh,
you. It's chemicals,
what? Everything is chemicals.
not water.
Okay, so only drink water. Have a fun, boring life.
Maybe LaCroix. You tried
LaCroix
that?
is gross.
You don't like it?
No,
Maybe you haven't found the right flavor.
no, it's not
What flavors
flavorful
have you
enough.
tried?
And there's no caffeine. I need caffeine.
Yeah, I don't. I don't need caffeine.
Well, you were complaining that you were all sleepy
It's because
trying to go to a movie. You need some
I'm
energy.
working 6 days, and the one day of midnight happens the day I have to go Saturday, and
I've worked. You can make it, dude. That's what caffeine is for, Derek.
I don't want it to ruin my body.
It won't ruin your body. You're
Or I don't want
fine.
it. I don't want to become addicted.
Nah.
I don't want caffeine headaches.
If you
You get
keep it like
those?
I keep it level enough where I don't get those. There was a period where I would if I like didn't have my fix and all that, and that's awful. So I
I've
kind of
seen
keep it.
you. I've seen you on the. You need it.
Um, but somebody
Also,
did buy the
I
stolen
live my life.
chapters.
I live my life like I'm gonna get deserted on a desert island the next day. So if I need a crutch caffeine, I want to be able to not go through withdrawals.
You can drink caffeine without getting withdrawals. It doesn't immediately happen. Especially in your instance, if it's only every once in a while, you drink like a monster.
That I don't want to mess with
Hey,
energy drinks, man.
the sugar-free monsters that have like vitamins and stuff,
That's where
totally
anything
fine.
where like a middle schooler drinks 3 of them and dies.
Well, that's
I don't
because
want
they
to
have
drink it.
tiny hearts.
I don't want to. I do have a big heart. Anything that you can drink 3 of and die, I don't want to drink.
I
3 is,
drank 2 monsters yesterday and I was fine.
and you know those 5-hour energies.
Yeah, I
So
know people that like live off of those.
I know Mormons that use them because they think they can get around the whole caffeine rule. And then I looked at
But
the ingredients
but
on
those
there.
have caffeine in them. What are they talking about? What do they
It
think's
just
in there?
says, I looked at the ingredients, it says energy. It doesn't even tell you what it is.
It's like caffeine and vitamins.
They also drink a lot of Mountain Dew.
Well, that's definitely not okay. Um, all right, somebody bought Story Thieves, book 2, The Stolen Chapters, James Riley. Somebody's listening to those interviews. Those are great books. Derek, I think you would like them.
What is it?
Story Thieves, they're great books. It's about 2 kids that can like jump into books and they
Like
go on,
Wishbone?
I guess, but it's way better. It's really good.
Is there a talking dog that becomes the main
Nope.
character of
Nope.
that doesn't sound better.
Well, it's really good. Highly recommend them. We're friends with the author, friend of the show, James Riley, who's just on the show.
Remember
He's got a new one that's coming out in September. It's called Pick the Plot. It's a choose your own adventure book.
it's a little
Very
too close to
exciting.
pick your path. I think Benview's got a
Mhm.
lawsuit on their hands.
Well, there's only so many different choose your own adventure options, variations.
Do your own digs would be mine.
Derek's do your own digs.
Dig
All
your
right, we got
own dig your own ditch.
dig your own ditch. That sounds like a fun what like blue collar work adventure. Take
Remember
care of
Gumby would go into the books?
yeah.
You
Love
know what gets
Gumby.
me really here, let me ask you this question. You ever see anything that gets you insanely emotional to the point where you want to start crying?
A, a lot. Yes.
The opening of Gumby like makes me so sad because Gumby was my friend
Aw.
and I haven't seen him in a while.
Man, when was the last time I got really emotional
If
like that
you
at something
got a
weird?
heart, then Gumby's a part of you.
I get like that a lot of stuff now. I don't even know.
Like
I
when you see
sometimes
Nakamura,
I
Ni-
mean
Nichihawa,
Nakamura,
Yokozuna.
Yokozuna was a thing, yes. That's good. But you know what else is good? Somebody bought a Subaru Toyota replacement premium cabin air filter. Buy your air filter. Buy your fuel filter. Subaru. Cheap. All right. You might know more about this, Derek. Somebody bought a Star Wars Rogue One Jeddah Revolt action figure 4-pack. You know anything about that?
Well, they're toys.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you work at a freaking toy store. You got this one in stock. It's
No,
got Jin Urso,
you
Imperial
need
hover tank
to get
pilot.
Hasbro toys. You need to buy like 50,000 of them. So we're too
But you
small.
sell like used ones and stuff, right?
Yeah, people have to sell us theirs.
Two tubes and Saw Gerrera. So this is like all like the rebels, and it was only $12.95 for 4 figures. That's a good deal. Do you have like any Star Wars? You collect Star Wars figures, Derek?
No, I sold them all recently
Oh, all
to
right.
a guy
Well,
that worked there and doesn't work there anymore, and I feel I fleeced him pretty nicely.
hey, whatever he agreed to pay is like, I mean, that's the way that rolls, man. Maybe, well, you could, here's what you do. I mean, we go to the Shrine Show, well, the Reef Show now in August, and you make that Disneyland money. I'm
That's
confident.
very, I don't know.
I'm confident in you, Derek.
I'd have to get a nice collection going. Is Phil
Well,
gonna go? Because that really
we're waiting to hear back. I think Phil's too busy in Italy. Phil went to Popeye Village. I'm so happy for him. He
that would
made
really
it.
bite
I
into
guess
my profit margin. I don't think I could
that's
afford to
your
go if Phil doesn't
well,
go.
exactly. I can't afford either if Phil doesn't go. So, but I think Phil's gonna go. He's gonna get home from this trip, and he's gonna need to, because he's gonna need
Make
money,
some money.
and
Well, let's
he's
hope that
got
happens.
stuff. He's got definite money maker things. So I think he's gonna want to go. I talked to him a little bit about it because like he can text, and so sometimes we'll text at weird times. He like texts me at like 3 in the morning because that's like the time change stuff. We had a fun conversation last night, and but you know, Phil's doing. Sounds like they're having such a great time out there. I'm really
Feels
happy
they'd be
they
really
got to go to the
tired by now.
Popeye town. I mean, they've been on a cruise. Their cruise ship has they have this, there's this Cirque du Soleil show on their cruise ship that the show is exclusive to that ship. Like if you're a Cirque du Soleil nut and you want to see this show, you have to go on this cruise.
That's the podcast we need on the Benview Network, the Cirque du Soleil podcast.
We have a friend that's like really into all the
Well,
stuff.
I'm glad we're on the same page that I can only go if Phil goes, or 4 people
Well,
are going.
I think yeah, definitely. So I'll wait. We got time because I think the deadline is like July, like the end of July, and Phil will be back on the 17th. So there's going to be one more week of summer, Derek, and then you go off into Summerland.
If I decide to leave,
Yeah, well, you and Phil can figure
I
that
may
out.
not. I may not give up the power.
You don't want to give up You don't want to give up the chair.
No.
All right, Thunderdome, Derek Dome. Well, that's gonna
How
do it for
about
this
how long would
episode.
you be willing to do? You know how they have those story games at camp where one person says a word and the other person
Mhm.
has to come up with another word. How long could you do that if me and Phil just co-hosted together, but we could only say one word at a time.
I don't know. I think that would get
Construct
old.
our part.
We'll see.
It's
We could
fair.
try it. That'd be fun. Fun. We'll let the audience decide. You can contact us at radiobrendo.com. There's a contact form there. There's also BrendoMan at Gmail, Radio BrendoMan at Gmail, at BrendoMan on most social media platforms. Don't Snapchat me because I don't know how that works. We can, but I don't even have. I did get a new phone, so I can have apps now, but I'm trying to I still haven't installed the Facebook app. I just have the browser because I like not constantly being bombarded with Facebook stuff. I go to it when I want to. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm more into Instagram right now because I like looking at everybody's pictures and everybody's having fun summer adventures and good
I was gonna
times.
text you because I was talking about your wrestling. I was talking to my boss about how into wrestling you are, and
Mm-hmm. Did I lose you? I think I lost you just now. Hello? Shoot.
hello,
Hello?
hello.
Yes, hello.
What was the last thing you hear me
You
say?
said you were talking to your boss about how much I like wrestling. That's the last thing I heard.
And then, your Orlando trip and how you're planning to go to Japan and all this stuff. I feel and we talked about it last time. I feel kind of like I went to Orlando, and I'm glad that you shared that with. And remember, you said that you think about your trip whenever, you're down, and it's gonna be
Yes.
I think about your trip, and it helps me when I'm down.
Well, I'm glad I can be a source of comfort to you because that's what friends are for.
I mean, I make fun of it, and I tell everybody how much money you spent, but you had fun.
So you go around just telling people,
I
making
got a
fun of
really
me.
big laugh about how you paid $2,000 for an egg sandwich. That's always a big laugh. But yeah, I know, I understand that it's
So
more
you
than
make
that.
fun of me to your friends. That's great. Thank you. That makes
But
me
then
feel
I
real good.
and then I talk about how much fun you had,
Okay.
because it does. The big thing about that is how frugal you are with your money, and how much that meant to you enough to spend that much money. Like
Well,
you
yeah.
don't throw around your money, so that was
No.
something that you really, really wanted to do.
Isn't that how it should work? I
I know,
don't
but
know.
I'm witnessing it. I'm witnessing it with your wrestling love, and it's fun to watch.
Dude, and then I thought I was bad, and then I spent all weekend hanging out with these dudes that I met multiple people that are basically independently wealthy, and all they do is go to wrestling shows all around the world.
If you could, if you had a private benefactor,
100% yes. I'd
all
be
you
right
would
there
do
with
is
those
just
guys.
be traveling in wrestling shows.
Well, not just wrestling, but other fun stuff. I'd go to every theme park in the world probably.
I'd like to do that.
Oh
I
my
think
God,
that's
I'd
my
go,
new.
dude. What if
I
if I
saw.
was independently wealthy, I would take you and we would just go, we would never stop. We would just go to theme parks and live vicariously. It'd be the greatest.
What if you
We
got mad at me and left me in Hong Kong?
I would ditch you in Thailand.
I think that's my new goal in life. I think I just want to see all the Disney parks.
Yeah, I know. I feel it, but it's very doable. I think it's doable. I think we're gonna make it happen.
I want to go to Shanghai. I don't want to see 1 inch of non-Disney owned property in China. I don't.
Shanghai's really cool. I
Japan,
think
I'll run around because I was talking to Lynch yesterday about Japan and all the things that he
China's
saw.
great.
I want to
I
go to
don't
Japan.
I could take you. You have an inside. I'm the inside man in China. I know my way around. I know how to get around. I know all the ins and outs.
What if it's changed so much?
I'm sure it's changed, but it's probably since I've been there. It's probably been even more westernized and easier to do stuff, and more people probably speak English. And especially in big cities like Shanghai and Beijing. I mean, Shanghai even more is very English. Like very like cosmopolitan. It's a
There's two
beach
things
city.
I would want to do in China.
Hmm.
Go to the Shanghai Disneyland, and then maybe go to like a restaurant to
Well,
get
I
like
could take you to
real,
some awesome. I could take you to get either like the best hot pot, the best dumplings, Beijing duck,
and
so
then
many
that's it.
good foods. Oh, now I'm thinking about Chinese food, and you're making me hungry. Ah.
But
All
anyway,
right. Well,
it's
we
nice to
gotta we
have a
gotta wrap
goal.
this up. It is nice to
Your
have a goal,
goal.
right? I make these goals. It gives me something to look forward to. It gives me something to strive for, and I don't always feel like crap
What would be the
that
first?
way.
So I guess my first thing on my goals is I'm gonna do Disney World again,
Hmm.
and then from there, what should my first non-American Disney park be?
I mean, I'm thinking the most easily to get to is Paris.
Oh, I'd only
Yeah.
want to do that as well,
That's silly. If you're gonna go to
and
Europe, you
maybe
gotta do some Europe stuff.
eat a baguette.
I want to now that I've seen Phil's pictures. I want to go to Tivoli Gardens. That place looks amazing, and Legoland looks amazing. The Legoland in Denmark looks insane. There's like all these weird dark rides. Phil like took some pictures of like Lego, like naked Lego people and like people getting like weird torture. This looks really weird.
Maybe I'll go in order of how they opened
Well, then you'd got to go, I think, though,
with
because then that would be
Japan.
Tokyo, and then you'd go to Paris, then you go back to Tokyo,
No, I'm not gonna go back to Tokyo.
because they Disney Sea went way later. If you're
I
gonna
know,
do that,
but if I'm in Tokyo, I'm just gonna go
well,
to
yeah, of
Disney
course.
Sea.
And then you're gonna take the bullet train. I have this trip all planned out. I'm gonna go to Tokyo, go to Disney. I'll go to the Disney parks, go to the Miyazaki Park when that's opened, then take the bullet train to Osaka and go to Universal Studios and the Nintendo Land and then like I don't know what else I'm gonna maybe go to some other crazy theme parks in Japan. They have a lot of cool looking theme parks. I've been doing a lot of studying. All right, I really want to go to Japan, but I think I'm gonna wait till the Miyazaki parks open and Nintendo Land, which scheduled 2020. So
Anyway, we'll talk more about it on the
we'll
next
talk more about
podcast.
it next episode. Next episode, I'll give a little tease. Next episode, we're gonna talk about Baby Driver. Next episode, we're gonna talk about our book club, Shop Girl.
How much have you read of it?
I finished the entire book.
I did.
Uh,
I didn't.
oh man,
We'll talk about half the
we'll
book.
talk about how far you've read, and I'll make sure not to spoil anything for you. We'll also talk about Marmaduke, and we'll talk about how quickly Comic
More
Con,
theme parks, probably.
probably more theme parks. But yeah, so
And we're going to talk about the
that's.
Ghostbusters ride in Dubai.
Oh man,
I'll tell you all about it.
I watched a video of that.
I know. We'll talk about it next time.
All right, well that's gonna do it for this week. This episode. We'll be back on Thursday. Check us out, radiobrendo.com. Derek, happy to be with you as always. And
Happy 4th of July.
happy 4th of July for the United States people. Happy belated Canada Day to all our friends up north. And for Radio BrendoMan, I'm Brendan Creecy.
And I'm Derek.
Have a good one, everybody. And John Goobang do. I got to go get a drink of water real quick.
I'll save my file.
Make sure you do the separate file.
Well, I had to go to the bathroom last time and I forgot to save it, and I just ended up shutting off the computer. That's
Don't
why
do that.
I didn't have the last one.
This is episode number 344. I met this guy from Massachusetts that goes. He lives in Massachusetts, and he's like, yeah, I just got really lucky on this with picking stocks, and he just goes to every PWG show, flies in. He flew in for this, and he's friends with the guy from Tools, so they get to go like backstage at all the WWE shows. But they're really cool guys. Cool guys. Yeah, let me look at this guy's IMDb page because he's done some cool stuff. guy that I hung out with. Do you have to work today?
No, that's why I'm doing it right now.
What, oh, you're not working tomorrow? Are you guys closed
No.
tomorrow?
Yes.
You're not closed?
Yes,
you are closed?
we are closed.
Okay.
And they were doing some. There's work-related drama this morning. I told you, I'm taking one day off because I work 6 days this week, just like we all agreed, correct? And they're like, yes. And then on Saturday, I was leaving. They're like, who's working one day? I'm like, only this guy. Don't try to not go to work, because I'm like, I knew they were angling to like, we're gonna not come in and you guys could work. And sure enough, this morning I got a text. Oh, we're not gonna. I'm like, only he is there. Don't text me.
Oh, yeah. So this guy that I met did makeup. He worked for Stan Winston and did makeup on Jurassic Park, Batman Returns, Terminator 2, Edward Scissorhands, Predator 2, Dance with the Wolves, Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Ghostbusters 2, Pet Cemetery, and A Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Wow.
He did all the makeup on those things. He's really cool. He's a really cool guy. He's also the guitarist for Tool. All right, I'll be right back.
Don't Back Down.
Which one's that? Is that the one with the...
I won't back down. I will not back down.
I'll be right back. I got to get my water.
It's the Daredevil soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that was Fuel.
Oh, Fuel. They came here to Ukaipa and I missed it. I was so mad. Fuel also does that. In my hair again. Leela, in my hair. I could do that. All right, I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I got to get my water. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Be right back. Actually, water. Okay. All right, I'm back. Are you still there?
Yep.
I got a nice, these were on sale. Have you ever had these, the Not Your Father's root beers?
I'm not a fan of alcoholic root beers. Is that alcoholic?
Yeah, they're okay. The best one is the Coney Island one.
So with the Comic-Con, same deal. I'll get the snacks, you get the water.
Yeah.
Okay. What flavor of High C did you want again?
Well, you said the Maui Punch. Is that what we were doing?
Of High C.
Oh, High C? I thought we were doing Capri Sun.
I always get both, the box and then the pouches.
Oh, High C, definitely Orange Lava Burst. If they,
okay.
I mean, they still have that in the boxes, of course. But I'm fine. I'm up with whatever.
But you're bringing the water.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Last year I brought too much. I only get one thing of water. I didn't even open the second thing. Okay. I think I ended up actually accidentally leaving it at the hotel. I've been texting with John. He's really excited to like hang out and stuff.
Who's John?
Mason.
Oh, right. I ran into him last week.
Yeah, he's been shuttling back and forth a bit. But he lives in Nashville now. He's working for comicbook.com.
Right.
And popculture.com.
You ready?
I am ready. Wait, no, I'm not. Sorry. I got to get my new file open here. Don't overwrite the previous file.
It's all done. I just made the wave.
Okay, just making sure. Making sure. Close this IMDb page. So, man, he stopped doing makeup in 1993, and I guess he just does music now. Oh, he's on that Face Off show, I think. All right. I want to make sure I get the right place on our Google Doc here. Are you ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Record.
Recording.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Radio BrendoMan. I'm Brendan Creecy, joined once again by Summerphil. Derek, how you doing?
Good.
How's
or maybe
your...
Phil is the fall me. Let's get right back into our discussion about theme
Oh,
parks.
we were talking about theme parks.
So in Dubai they built this.
They built so many crazy stuff in Dubai.
Sony / Lionsgate / DreamWorks Animation theme park, and the Ghostbusters ride just opened, and it's like kind of like Men in Black, and then you get a gun and you get to shoot the ghost, and they have like a really great ride queue. You go in the firehouse.
Oh my God, I'm already like so pumped for just you talk. I've seen the videos and just you talking about this. I'm like, if this had come out when I was like 5 or 6, I might have like tried to
keyword when you were 5 or 6, because when the actual gameplay is really cheap and cheesy compared to all of the production value of the physical things that are around it, then it becomes a really bad like phone game.
Oh, really?
It's
so
not
it's
even
no good.
You said you saw the video.
Yeah, but I guess I didn't watch that part.
Well, the actual laser shooting of the ghost is like it like grinds to a halt, and then it's just a very bad stationary shooting spree.
That's no good.
That has nothing to do with the environment you're in, and it's just like you couldn't just. It's not even like Toy Story Mania. I mean, I guess
I guess the closest thing to like a good Ghostbusters attraction was that Universal show, but I never got to see that.
Me either.
Ah.
But also in Six Flags,
a Ghostbusters ride seems like a slam dunk.
In Six Flags, they made a Justice League ride where Starro is killing everybody.
Yeah,
and
it's horrible.
It's also terrible. I guess because these companies that make the ride don't work on big Disney and Universal level rides. Yeah. But it's sad because everything else about the ride seems cool. There's not even a point where like they shoot.
Could you imagine? What if like 6-year-old Brendo? If 6-year-old Brendo somehow convinced his parents to take him to Dubai, and then like I went on like a crappy, and I probably would have had like a total meltdown.
It is trackless. That's the big thing.
That's cool. I know that's like that's a cool like concept.
But you get in a little ecto vehicle, and it's just so good up to the point where you're like, oh, this is the ride.
Whereas Men in Black, it just keeps getting better and better and better.
There is a moment where the screen is Gozer, or what is it? The girl?
Yeah,
and
Gozer.
It's like, it doesn't look good, and it could look good.
That's a bummer. That's a major bummer.
It was on par of the video game that you played when you went to the Dave & Buster's.
I mean, that was okay, but it wasn't anything like just mind-blowing.
Yeah, but you literally stop to shoot. You're not even moving while it's all happening, like every other ride like that.
Well, I mean, Toy Story Midway Mania, it's like stationary.
That's true, but also you get whisked away.
Yeah, and it's fun in a real fun way. And plus, the production on the actual game itself, it's a really fun game. And I think like on those kind of rides, the game itself has to be fun. Like,
even though you're stationary, they make it exciting because they like time you and make the last bits like even like more.
And there's secrets.
The points are bigger.
Yeah, all that stuff.
I
So this
bet there's
doesn't
no
even have
secrets to
anything
this
like
stuff.
that.
No, you should look at it right now.
You've never seen this? There's secret levels on the. You can unlock secret levels on the Toy Story Midway Mania.
No, I
Yeah.
don't ride it as much as I should.
Mm-hmm. They have Fast Pass on it now, which means the standby line is even longer. That's some little Disney insider stuff.
But also at these, so it's a Lionsgate, Sony, um, DreamWorks
Is it all like
animation.
simulator type rides or?
Well, it's like three different parks in one, in that the DreamWorks animation is like an indoor park,
Mm-hmm.
and then Lionsgate has like a Hunger Games ride, like a roller coaster, and a Step Up 3D show.
What would it like being? I don't. It can't be like fun going to an outdoor theme park in Dubai. Isn't it like it's like in the desert? It's got to
Well,
be
they
like
make a lot of
150
stuff in Dubai,
degrees
so
there.
I
I
don't know.
know, but I don't know if I'd want to be outside.
I'm not going to Dubai.
I never come back. I get kidnapped by a sheik or something.
There's
Rich.
too much stuff going on about.
Or didn't you have like a major fear that you would end up in like somebody's palace? Like you get
Yeah,
kidnapped.
some sultan would have like a Derek fetish, and I don't want that. That
I
kind of
knew
stuff probably happens
somebody
all the time.
I knew somebody who their girlfriend went to Dubai and like almost got like stuck there because they wanted him to like be their like concubine or whatever. I don't know how that works.
Do I know who this
Some
person is?
yes. It was the friend that we had that was dating an adult film star, and the said adult film star like went over there to like make some money, and like there was a period of time where it seemed like maybe they might not be able to come back because they were going to like keep him there. That's horrifying.
It's like Space Jam.
Yeah, exactly like Space Jam.
What if there was an alien that wanted to have a theme park where Radio BrendoMan was just live every day during park
I
hours?
used to have these weird dreams where like I imagine that I was like a theme park attraction and invisible aliens were like going through my room on like and I couldn't see them, or they were like, and like there would be like a ride going through my house and they're like, this is the Brendo, this is his room, you can watch him in his natural habitat. And then I'd like do a little show for the like the visitors
It is
for the
kind of your dream. You make it very accessible for people to participate in your life.
Well, you can participate in our show's life by going to our Facebook group at radiobrendo.com. There's links to the Facebook group, our subreddit. When Phil gets back, we're going to be finishing up our Kickstarter obligations, including the new Brax book, which you can buy at Amazon or on lulu.com. There's links at braxcomics.com. Also, I've been playing a lot of Clicker Heroes lately, getting pretty far along, and you can join us at our Clicker Heroes clan. It's one of the best clans. We are in the top 10 Clicker Heroes clans in the world, and we have one more slot.
I
The
think
Clicker
because you
Heroes.
guys are the only ones playing Clicker
Oh,
Heroes.
there's a lot of people, but it's clickerheroes.com is where you can play the game, or on Steam, or on your mobile device. And
Do you
it's
put that
free.
on your Tinder profile that you're in one of the top 10 Clicker
Yes,
Heroes
Derek. I
guilds?
put that on my. I mean, I get so much action, so much interest. Because this girl's like, "Oh, your guild is level 500."
There, enjoy that. Just gotta find
Our
them.
currently we are on level 740. That's very high.
What does that mean?
We've killed the level 740 boss.
What's the last level?
There isn't. It just keeps going. As
I
far
don't
as I
like
know.
video games like that. I like endings.
Well, this is an incremental game that just goes on forever, and it's just something you put on in the background. At least I do, and it's a fun little thing. Just work on it a little bit when I'm hanging out, listen to music when I'm working on stuff on my, you know. But you know where else you can work out fun puzzles is at Mountain Room Escapes up in Big Bear, California. It's a great time of year to come up to Big Bear. It's beautiful up there. 4th of July weekend, I mean, it's going to be a fun time. Mountain Room Escapes, I guess that'll already have happened by the time you're listening to this episode.
Is there
Mountain
stuff
Room
to? I mean, other than the
Escapes.com.
Mountain Room Escape, is there stuff to do in Big Bear?
You can go up to like the ski areas and hike, and there's lots of cool hiking spots, and there's fun little. They got the whole village there with like cool little shops, and there's the lake. There's
I remember the lake. My
stuff.
grandfather used to take me up there.
There's Santa's Village now is back open.
The thing about that is that my memories of Big Bear is being stuck in a shed with like 5 other people, and we didn't do anything other than go to the lake.
Well, I mean, it's a slow, fun living in nature.
I don't even know what we ate. How did we eat? You didn't go anywhere to eat.
There's a store. Did you eat fish? Did you go fishing?
My entire childhood fishing career, I caught 0 fish. One time, somebody got a little fish that swallowed the hook, and we helped them get the hook out of the body, and they let us keep the fish. And then it stayed in the freezer for a while, and then I don't think we did anything with it.
Wow. Well, at Mountain Room Escapes, if you use the code radio, or mountainroomescapes.com, use the code radio BrendoMan, get $5 off each ticket.
And when I did catch a fish when I was older, the guy whose boat it was didn't even like let me eat the fish.
Why not?
So I don't know. He just took the fish home and ate them. So I don't have that complete thing of
I got to
grabbing
eat
a fish from a lake and having a hearty dinner of your kill.
I caught a catfish in my friend's pond, and that was tasty. We deep fried it. All right, we got also check out our friends at etsy.com/shop/crude ink. They've been posting some cool artwork on Instagram. They got so many cool, if you like, they make art out of like vinyl records, and they do like really cool like paintings and stuff. They got some cool Twin Peaks stuff right now. Lots of cool stuff. They actually just did an exhibition at, I guess, on that street that your store is on. There's like an occult museum or something. I don't know, but it's on that street. They did an exhibition there for Twin Peaks.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
We also got upcoming appearances and events going on. San Diego Comic-Con, rapidly approaching July 19th through 23rd. We'll be doing our Webcomics Advocates panel on the Friday.
How many days is that from now?
What day is it today? It's the 3rd. We have like 16 days. No, 13 days. So 16 days.
So 2 weeks, basically.
I think I go back to work on the 17th, which also happens
You're already
to be
done? That's sad. It's almost already over.
Well, I only get 5 weeks off. The teachers get a little bit more, but I'm classified staff, so I got to get back to help prepare, get ready.
It seems like 5 weeks would feel like forever.
It doesn't. It goes by really fast. And it did. But remember when you were a kid and summer vacation? Just it was
like you're off for a year.
Yeah. But so I think as Phil gets back on the 17th, I think that's when I start work. But then I only go back to work for 2 days because then I'm off again the 19th for Comic-Con, and then I take that Monday off because I, got to refresh because that week it's very like draining in multiple ways.
Are they gonna be okay with that?
It's already all taken care of. I get all this. I mean, because I get vacation time on top of like our school breaks because I get paid vacation time because I don't get paid, as I've said before, during the school breaks, but I get paid vacation. And I already got that request in a while ago. But August 25th through 27th will be at Comic-Con Palm Springs, comicconpalmsprings.com for tickets. There are still tickets available. They're actually doing a deal right now where if you buy a normal ticket, I think you get upgraded to VIP. I think they're doing that for a limited time. And we're going to have our podcast room. We're going to be doing a bunch of stuff there. Then the next week, we'll be at Long Beach Comic Con. LongBeachComicCon.com. And then the next month, October 6th through the 8th, is LA Podfest. LAPodfest.com for tickets. We're going to be recording in the podcast lounge there all weekend. Returning guests, TJ Miller, Mark Maron, Todd Glass, bunch of people. Hoping to get Bill Burr on the show this year. That'll be exciting. What do you think I should talk to Bill Burr about, Derek?
You can just tell him about yourself.
Yeah?
Just
Why?
do the old Brendo rap. Every time I've seen you be like a celebrity, you're like, I was a young boy, and I grew up watching you, and then my dad died, and then I had a bad time, and then I went to China. I'll just give him the whole Brendo rap.
Is that your impression
of
of me every time I talk to a famous person?
Yeah, and it's, just give him the Brendo rap. You should make it a Brendo rap. Like, my name is Brendo, and I'm here to say
Like how Tom Wilson has that
I got
song.
bullied in P. I was a kid or whatever.
I got bullied in a major way.
The good
said a
bye,
major
burn
way.
my garbage pail, kids.
Oh man, that's funny. You could be like, you could write that. You should write that out. You should write out the Brendo rap.
Might be too painful. There's a lot of painful things there that I feel that only you could give the gravitas to. I don't want to diminish your journey.
Yeah, well, that's all in the past, and now things are pretty good. But learn from the bad and make it good. That's how I live my life. Sorry, I'm a little buzzed now from this root beer.
Yeah, I was worried about that.
I haven't really eaten anything. Oh no, I had a protein shake, so I'm good. I've been doing protein shakes. It's been helping out. You get that 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking up. It helps you. You lose weight. I've already lost like 5 pounds in the last few weeks just from doing that.
What's your total weight?
Right now I'm at 340.
And you're like 6'4", 6'5"?
6'3.5" I think I'm shrinking a little bit.
So what weight is your goal weight?
I don't know. I don't have a goal weight. I want to be I'm just healthy, and
in 2013, how much did you weigh?
The lowest I got down to was 305. And
really?
That was like I was working my ass off to the point
You're pretty thin.
Yeah.
So,
but I would never broke.
Tall guys are supposed to be like 300 pounds.
No, nobody's supposed to be 300 pounds according to medicine, but I don't know.
But you looked like you looked really thin, but you were still 300 pounds.
Yeah, I wasn't that thin.
I remember you. It was like you're a mummy.
I was still wearing 2XL shirts, and they were tight on me, so I don't know what you were talking about.
Because you also shaved your beard, so that's like another 3 pounds.
Well, I'm never shaving my beard again, so...
You look like a Brendo puppet. It was pretty cool. You look like... just like a 15-year-old Brendo.
I did then?
Yeah, and you had your contacts, so it was just like a different face. You should shave your beard, though.
No.
Why not?
One, you got the chin action going on, and I'm not into that. And
what chin action?
Like I get like the double chin.
Everybody has that.
I don't like it. And two, I look so much younger.
That's good.
But I like the beard. I have very sensitive skin, and I'm still traumatized from working at Disneyland where I had to shave every single day, and it like made I was always in pain, always, and like I hated it. And so I refuse. I refuse. I'll keep it neat. I'll trim it up, but like no, I'm not using a razor on my face ever again.
So what are we gonna do about my Three Stooges remake?
If a part calls for, I've altered
I
my
want you to
physical
be
appearance
I wanted
for
you to
a
be
part.
Curly.
I grew my hair out for a part that never happened. I shaved
Andrew
my.
was gonna be Mo,
I'll do whatever if we're talking about a part. We're
and I'll
talking
be
about
Larry.
if
I'll
the
be
money's.
Larry.
What are we talking here?
You know, some fun games. Isn't
Okay.
Andrew a good Mo?
Andrew's like a perfect Mo. I totally agree with that. Nobody's in the chat because we're recording during the day, and I'm assuming people are at work and stuff.
Well, we party.
Well, so you made it through your 6 days in a row at work?
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
You guys still doing that comedy night
But I did miss
thing?
out on a lot of stuff that
That's the
normally
thing,
happen
right?
on my weekends.
Oh.
We do, but I don't work on Fridays anymore, so I don't really see them.
Well, at least you got that going. You don't work on Fridays, so you can go do all your Friday stuff. So where are you going to go see Spider-Man?
I don't know. I saw Poltergeist at the Newark, and I don't think I had seen it before, and that was great.
You've never seen it before? Oh, shit.
It's secretly a Spielberg
Okay.
movie. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah,
actually
100%. Oh, yeah, he
directed
directed
it.
like a ton of that movie. Okay, so you've seen that movie. You want to know why I'm probably like messed up? Imagine watching that movie when you're like 6 years old. Yeah. You want to know why I'm afraid of clowns, Derek? You want to know why I'm afraid of things in the night? Imagine watching that movie in the
Nothing happened to
theater.
you.
Yeah, but it's just really traumatizing when freaking they're in that when when what's his face is in that pool and like all the freaking they're coming up out of the pool and shit
You
and
saw
then the
that
clown
at
under the
6?
bed and like six. Like that and Gremlins was like the 1-2 punch of like childhood trauma for many a child of my age.
I read that it was like
Richard Donner and Steven Spielberg really messed us up. Poltergeist is the reason why Poltergeist and Temple of Doom are the reason why PG-13 movies exist.
Richard Donner didn't do Gremlins.
Well, he worked on
Goonies.
stuff. Goonies. Goonies
The
also.
yeah,
So
Poltergeist is PG.
yes, because
I
PG-13
couldn't
was not a
believe
thing.
it.
It
It's
made PG-13
crazy.
a thing. Temple of
It's
Doom was the first PG-13 movie, I think, or was it also PG? And that's why they. I know they went back and made it PG-13, I think, or something. Yeah. Like those two movies are the reason why PG and Gremlins, because like again, they were all these movies marketed in a weird way. So like even Poltergeist, like
it
I
was like
don't
these
know,
80s kids with their
yeah,
Star Wars bed sheets just trying to go to sleep, and then this fucking tree comes in.
yeah, dude, it's horrifying.
And then if you read about the movie, like all the weird.
Oh, dude. Okay, so I'll do it. Here comes your Phil fact.
Oh yeah, we
Um,
forgot to do that. Phil
well, this
fact.
is a good one related to Poltergeist. What's the little girl, the actress's name?
I don't know. Her name was Carrie Ann in the movie.
Okay, well, Phil, that girl is from Big Bear, and
Phil killed her.
and no, oh yeah, Phil killed her. Um, no, Phil was friends. She was a little bit old. Heather O'Rourke. So she's from Big Bear, and Phil was friends with her younger sibling. So he actually like knew her, and like was over at her house a lot, and was around like when like he he was around when she like died, and like in the like you know like because she was living in Big Bear and when that all happened, and he said it was awful because she died. She had
What did
like she
she
got like
die
it
of?
was like toxic shock syndrome from like like a bacterial thing. But then I mean, then of course you have um what's her name who got murdered by her boyfriend. in like
Dominic
horrific
Dunn.
fashion. Dominic Dunn, which her dad became like this like prolific writer and like justice advocate for like victims, for families of murder victims, and that's how he got into the, because he became really good friends with the Goldmans and like was there during the OJ trial. He's portrayed by the guy from Mad Men in American Crime Story.
Mm-hmm.
But
There's
yeah,
pictures
so
of her funeral, like with an open casket.
yeah, I don't know.
That's
Phil said he
creepy.
didn't go to the funeral, but he definitely remembers when all that happened, and he was friends with her younger sibling, so he knew her. And that's your Phil fact for this week. You know who
Creepy.
else is from Big Bear? Who is friends with Phil's younger brother? Is Karen Taran Killam, another Big Bear celebrity.
There's like a whole Google thing of celebrities in their caskets.
That's messed up.
Are you gonna have an open casket?
No, open casket's disturbing. I don't like it.
Have you
It
chosen
looks.
what wrestling shirt you'll be buried in?
No, I don't. I mean, I'll go. I don't know. I want to. I probably want to get cremated. Don't.
I kind of want to
Or
see one last Brendo.
we just went to an open casket funeral. That was not comforting.
But I feel that whatever circumstances you'll be in, it'll be like a happy time. Not because people are happy you're dead, but it's like you save somebody, or
What if I didn't? What if I die some like sad?
you closed a portal that Dracula was trying to come through, or
I close the alternate dimension, a la Donnie Darko, and then get impaled by a jet engine.
yeah.
What if I did that? What if I saved the
What if
world
they sewed you all
and
up
nobody knew?
because like you got blown up into a million pieces?
I would hope they wouldn't like that. I don't.
Do you want to be
I don't
buried
know.
in your Radio BrendoMan shirt?
Sure.
Because remember the River Phoenix funeral pictures? He's like in a Guns N' Roses shirt. He's not in a suit.
Mm-hmm. Ugh. I don't want to. I can't even. Ugh. I'm not a fan. I don't know. Open casket funerals. I think it's because of this. The first funeral I ever went to was my great grandmother, and I I think I blocked out because I remember freaking out, like seeing the body, and then I don't remember much of. Like I think I blocked that memory out. It was so traumatizing.
Would you make a video before if you knew you only had like a week to live?
Or like Jamie Kennedy and Scream, like, all right, everybody, if you're
Or like
watching this,
Andy Kaufman and Man on the Moon?
yeah. And it's like, oh, would you
It's
do
all
that?
your
Would you
knock.
do what if it was
It's
a
all your
sing
Nakamura.
along? What if there was a Brendo sing along at my
It's just your
funeral?
Nakamura entrance.
Are you gonna make sure that you're gonna watch that at my
Do
funeral
you want to
too? Why
be?
are we always talking about my funeral? It's a little disturbing.
Because I think it would be interesting.
And it's gonna be me singing along in this friendly, friendly world.
No, it's
I
gonna
was
be you
just listening
doing
to that song again.
that weird Nakamura song where you're like, oh,
Oh, oh, dude, it's so fun because now it's more and more people know the song. So like at SmackDown on Tuesday when I was there in San Diego, it was so loud. Even when they stopped playing the song, the whole arena was like, whoa,
how does it go?
whoa, whoa,
It just sounds
whoa,
like you're going through
whoa.
intestinal trouble.
Oh, oh, da, 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 da. WWE just went to Japan.
Do they
And
do
Japan,
fan funerals
like, no, I don't think so.
where a wrestler comes and does your eulogy and then
I'm sure
body
if you
slams
paid
you? And
some wrestler to do that, they would do it.
which wrestler are you paying?
Who would I do? I want to come to my funeral.
Yeah, you can
I
only
would
pick
want like
one.
I would want like the Undertaker. That would be perfect. Brendan will rest in peace.
How about like what do you call it? Where you do like a last amends with Hulk Hogan at your
Nope.
funeral, like where you forgive each other. Will you
What does
forgive
Hulk
Hulk
Hogan
Hogan
have
in
to
death?
forgive me for?
But will you forgive him in death?
If he actually shows a single sign of remorse through any of his actions, I would consider it.
Because then
But
we can also make your funeral a Gremlins 2 theme because he'll come in and
I
I'm
don't
just gonna
know.
get through the rest of Brendan's
I
funeral
feel like
right
they're
now.
slowly trying to test the waters of him returning to WWE. And so every time his face pops up on the Jumbotron, I make sure to boo. And there were a lot of people still booing him. So I'm hoping maybe WWE will get the signal that we don't want that. I don't know. He's a like we don't need that. We don't need that. I don't need him.
You watch that documentary? It's on Netflix.
Which one? Oh, not yet. I want to. I heard it's really sad.
If Hulk Hogan returns to WWE, can I return to Radio BrendoMan with Phil? Because that's what broke it up.
I am aware. That's a Phil call, man. I'm 100% behind you.
Will you quit the show? He says no.
It's my show.
What would happen if you quit the show and it was all Phil? Would he keep doing it?
No.
He doesn't. But doesn't he have like a promotional stake? Doesn't he like use it? Doesn't it help him too?
I guess.
Like Radio BrendoMan featuring Phil Vecchio.
Yeah.
Like a contract dispute. Like there would be like a couple of weeks where you're not on it.
I love that you're planning this all out. I think we just
think about
all the. We need to.
I think about your legacy and your franchise a lot.
What is my legacy in my franchise?
I don't know. We'll see it. The franchise is the Radio.
Do you think this is ever going to build to a point where I actually get to like, I don't know, man. Like, we need a sponsor. We need like a real sponsor.
Like host.
Andrew's actually working some deals right now. We'll see if some of that. It seems like we might actually get something going on.
Like Kid Cuisine presents.
Well,
Radio
one of them I can't say since we're not official yet.
How about Hungry Man? Because of BrendoMan.
Hungry Man I'm not a fan. They're gross.
Well, now we're not going to get Hungry Man.
When I was really poor, that's how you know how poor I am. If I'm doing those like banquet meals, those 99-cent ones, that's when you know times are tough.
Would you ever? I think we talked about this last time. You wouldn't eat dog food.
No, because I can't. Like real food is you can get food just as cheap. That doesn't make any sense.
How about Manwich presents Radio BrendoMan?
I'd be down for that. Although I was more of a Sloppy Joe man myself.
That's a different thing.
I think so. Or is Manwich a brand of Sloppy Joe? Is Sloppy Joe a brand? I think you're right. I think Manwich, Sloppy Joe is the generic term. Manwich is like the branded.
Would you?
So I guess it was Manwich.
Would you eat those sandwiches in a can?
No. Would you?
No, but I've seen you eat things that normal people wouldn't eat.
Like what?
Like that bread that was in the closet at Smodcastle for God knows how long.
About that, it was like these crispy breadstick things, and it was fine.
And I saw you eat that 25-year-old bubble gum from the Roger.
Well, that was a fun, like little, like I'm gonna eat this gum in front of my friends. Immediately regretted that decision.
Why?
Because it turned into like poison in my mouth. It was horrible.
Did you have any troubles after that?
Mm-mm.
You used to drink Dimetapp like it was fruit juice?
One time I drank a ton of Dimetapp until I threw up, and it was horrible, and pooed and puked everywhere. My grandma was at my grandparents, and they were gone. My brother and I, we got into a lot of trouble at the farm.
That's a great opening line to the flashback episode of Radio BrendoMan where you're on the farm.
The farm was like, well, no, man. We could do whatever you want. That's why it was so great.
Tell us a little bit of, it's the summer and you used to spend your summers on the farm. What would like a typical day be on the farm?
Well, there was, it changed a lot once my grandpa let us bring our Nintendo. But before that,
you mean he said no, you can't bring it?
Yeah, yeah.
So what
Um,
was it like before that?
we would just play outside. We'd wander around, and like there was like because my grandparent, they like our family, the Creecy family property in New Mexico was a huge expanse of land. There was multiple like there was my grandparents' farm, then there was my great grandpa's farm up the road, and like that was a whole treasure trove. There was an old house that nobody lived in, just full of stuff, and like and then a bunch of barns. There was a giant barn that we would jump around and play in, and I almost died in there multiple times, just jumping off of things. One time, my brother and I, like, there's so much dangerous stuff on a farm. Like, we used to play in the grain bins, and those are so dangerous because, like, you can
The
sink in
what?
there, the grain bins. Because like it also there's like gas buildups that happen in those sometimes, and like they're fire hazards. And like but I remember like falling in the grain and thinking I was gonna sink in there and almost like not being able to get out. I remember my grandpa like bought all these mattresses in an auction, and my brother and I were jumping off the hayloft onto the mattresses, and I ended up falling in between the mattress stacks to the point where I almost like got sucked in there and I thought I was gonna drown. Like it was, and then like my grandpa built us a rope swing in the barn, except the first time he made it too long, and my brother jumps off like Tarzan style and just smashes into the side of the barn like full speed because he made the rope too long or something, and and like just all kinds of stuff like that. We had bows and arrows and 22 rifles and just run around. We go, I don't know, it was just crazy. We have rock fights, like throwing rocks at each other. We and there was like there's rattlesnakes everywhere. There's water moccasins,
Is
but
that
it
an
was so
animal?
yeah, it's a scary snake thing, and just but it was so much. It was just I don't know. I had a very I know I'm very lucky that I had that, especially as like a suburban, like growing up in suburbia and then being able to like during the summer just go out there and just explore and have fun and but then at other times it would be so boring, like so boring towards the end of the summer. I remember one summer we were out there because my parents would just like they would dump us off there because my dad would like be doing his like Navy stuff during the summer or some like big work thing, and then my mom like would be working, and so like they didn't need they like having us around the summer. We'd either go to day camp or we go to the farm or we'd be at our friend's house. Like we were never my mom couldn't have us around at home all the time. Um and and so I remember one summer we went to the farm, and while we're out at the farm, my mom calls and she's like, "Okay, so guess what? They found a bunch of lead paint at your guys' school, so they're extending summer vacation by another month." And
Jeez.
that should have been like the greatest like announcement ever. But by that point, we were so bored, and we're like, "So can we come home and spend the last month at home?" My mom's like, "No, you're staying out at the farm another month."
What
I
does that
thought I was
mean?
gonna die.
What does that mean? You can't come home.
She wanted us to stay at the farm for the
But what is
month.
it? A parent saying, "Stay away from me." That's like
I
evil.
well, I I agree. I don't know. I caused a
And
lot
when
of
you're a kid, like another month is like a long time.
yes,
So what
yes
did you do? Did you freak out?
for a minute, but then we just made the most of it. I guess that's when my grandpa let us have the Nintendo at the farm. So that's when that got better. Because again, my okay, you have to also remember I've talked about this before. My grandparents lived so far out in the middle of nowhere in New Mexico. Their town only has a post office and a general store where they lived. Is they didn't have cable. They got two channels over their antenna, so they only had like VHS tapes. And aside from like old westerns, which especially as an 8-year old I could give two cares about, um, I they had like it was Jaws 2 taped off a TV, Annie, some a really crazy Alice in Wonderland like celebrity movie with like Ringo Starr as like the Cheshire Cat, and then like Disney's Robin Hood. And those are the only videotapes they had. So I've seen Disney's Robin Hood like probably more than any movie. And I've seen Annie like a million times. And
Did you see
so
the
like
remake?
I haven't yet. I think I would actually like it. Uh, but yeah, so it was just like a very, and that was like from ages 5 until like 14. That was every summer.
That
And then
sounds
when
awful.
it was good and awful. Also, my grandpa could be was my grandpa and I it was trouble. Not great. But
Was your grandma nice?
oh, my grandma was the greatest.
Did
Love her.
she
That's
was
also
the
one of the reasons
food?
why I got real fat because she would just I just ate and ate and ate,
What
and
did
she
you
like
eat there? Was it
everything.
like rabbit with pellets still
No,
in
no,
it, like
no.
in the
My
back of
grandma
each or
would
two?
make like the best foods, anything I wanted. She made these amazing enchiladas. She just all the chips and snacks, and we got to have Cookie Crisp and anything we wanted. And I just remember like my mom no, at home, we never got to drink Kool-Aid, and we drank Kool-Aid pretty much all the time, every kind of Kool-Aid. I remember when like all those flavors like Rockadile Red and like Purple Source Rex and all those came out and just like drinking that nonstop till like I'm pretty sure my pee was like multi rainbow colored because of all the Kool-Aid we were drinking. And I remember coming home like that was when I became like the fat. And my mom was so mad that she almost didn't send me back to the farm, but she couldn't not have her peace and quiet during the summer, so she knew I was just gonna like keep getting fatter if she sent me back to the farm, but she did, and that was what got me all fattened up, man. I don't know. That's the
I
farm
used to
life.
spend summers with grandparents, but we went home at the end of the day.
Mhm. Nope, it was an annual thing. My dad would drive us out there, like 24-hour drive.
Did you ever go? I don't want to go.
Oh yeah,
And they still, I don't get that. That's like abandoning your kids almost for like months.
it was like a month sometimes like a month, like but that one time it was like months. Like I remember one summer they went to like, and then sometimes I'd be really upset because they would like one time my dad would go on these work trips like during the summer and I wouldn't get to go. Like they went to Antigua like for work and my mom and dad went and like they go to because my dad went to Hawaii every year for work and for the Navy and I only got to go there once and then but sometimes my mom would go and I would be at the farm in the summer and you know that was my life. Uh,
If you try to read a Mad magazine, you get like socked in the
that
face.
happened when I was in high school, and that's why I never went back to the farm after that.
Wow.
Once I got old enough to be like, you can't make me do this anymore.
Did you ever have any like good times with your grandfather?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, but it always would like turn into because sometimes he was like, telling cool stories, but then it would always turn into like inevitably it would him criticizing me and how horrible I was and how I wasn't ever going to
Usually you're
amount to
just
anything.
some like millennial, whatever, some shiftless youth.
I don't know. I was always the because again, like he like treated me horribly because I was overweight and because I mean I was the runt. I not the runt, but I was not eligible for military service, so already I was a lesser man in his eyes. You
Did
know.
you I forgot what I was gonna say. Did you work on the farm? Like they make you do
Oh yeah,
work?
like we did chores and stuff, but the summer where he was because my grandpa after my dad died was actively trying to find somebody to take over the farm. And so first he tried to get my cousin into it, but then my cousin bailed out. And then he tried to get me. So I went to the farm by myself one year without my brother. And that's the summer like my grandpa like punched me and when like he put me to work. Like I had to be up and like he put me to work. And like I was beyond miserable. And so that's where I'm like, I'm never coming back here ever.
Jesus.
So that's it is what it is.
Another
But it
chapter of the BrendoMan history.
was Well, let's talk about something a little bit more pleasant. Let's talk about the fact that one of the best movies of the year is out right now. Baby Driver. So good.
It's good. I liked it.
Loved it. Soundtrack is amazing. The musical element is, I've never seen anything like that. But you liked
Yeah,
it? It
I'll
lived up
watch it
to all your
again.
expectations.
It was not what I expected at all, and I like surprises.
Remember when everybody was saying how terrible the first trailer was?
No, I always liked the
I had
trailers.
a bunch of people on my feed that like were like, "Ugh, big strikeout for Edgar Wright," and I'm like, "What?"
Hmm. I did have. I went to not to get off of Baby Driver, but I went to the Bill and Ted double feature yesterday,
Mm.
and Alex Winter went, and then it turns out there was a lot of surprises, and that the two original princesses were there.
Oh wow,
Missy was there. One of the stations was there, and then
where was
Alex
this
Winter,
at?
the Arrow, and then Alex Winter said, "I'm not kidding you. Keanu was supposed to come, and 2 hours ago he said that he's too sick."
Oh,
That would have blown the head off my shoulders.
would you have just like
That's why they
completely?
wrote special guests and didn't say who was coming
Mhm.
because they thought they were going to get him.
Did you get to talk to Alex Winter?
No, everybody, the people that bombard them
Yeah.
afterwards are
No, I
really
know.
weird. Like this
Yeah.
guy's like, "Remember me? You met me in 2008, like for 3 seconds," and they're like, "Oh,
You could have
hey,
actually. I think he actually would have remembered you.
maybe." But
Hey, he
there was
called
these
you a
two.
really. Didn't he? Isn't that like one of your like
He put the very
the
cool
very
Derek
cool Derek
Armijo.
Armijo?
It's so cool.
So cool. He was. He's like definitely top three people I met at Smod Castle.
But so in the first movie, I was there with a friend, and these
Still
guys
driving a
wouldn't.
motorcycle. That's kind of scary.
They were being very loud, and then the movie
Mm.
started, and you realize they're gonna keep like talking
Uh,
to each other and being loud, and I'm like, "Oh, what do we do?" And then everybody was kind of like, "Shut the fuck up!" And then this guy turns around, and I was sitting right next to them. This guy turns around, and is like, "Could you please be quiet?" And then the guy next to me goes, "No, no, we're not going to do that." No, I'm like, "What
if
happened to
somebody if
you?"
after being politely asked you say no, then you get the theater involved. I
But
would raise hell.
what happens to a person where that's how come we can't tell each other to be quiet in a movie?
Then
How
people
come
like
that's like
that we've reached peak asshole, and that's
I
that's
know,
what I'm
but
saying.
what is it about the human condition is that our reaction to being told, "Can you please be quiet? We're watching a movie," is just gonna start a war now. Like, what is that? I
That's
don't get it.
asshole. That's just straight up asshole.
I think they
Because
were
I would
on
never say
something.
no if somebody told me please be quiet. If I was, that means you no longer care about other people at all, and you are that big of a dick.
Yeah,
That's peak dick.
it
What
was
happened
very
after
weird.
that?
Well, they sort of stayed quiet
Oh,
mostly, and then the Q&A started, and two of them left. And I'm like, "Oh, I hope they don't come back." But I think whatever they were on, they were doing more of. So they came back, and during the Q&A, the guy behind me was like, like commenting on what was happening.
oh my
So then
god.
we moved to the
Ugh.
second movie, but that's okay because the second movie is the best one. But it was one of the worst bits of it was like five people talking to each other. Like Diane
Oh,
Franklin would be on the screen, and then a conversation about where she's from loudly happened.
man, I love Diane Franklin, so she was there. Oh no,
Yeah,
she's not. Was she there?
yeah,
Man, she's
yes.
great. She's
So,
great.
but like, and then like there'd be a sign, and then be like, huh, "Video rentals." Remember that? I'm like, shut up! Stop talking. Why is that funny? That in the '80s you used to rent VHS tapes. What? Why is that funny? Because it
People,
doesn't
this
exist
is what I've been,
anymore.
Derek. This is what I've been yelling about for the last 10 years.
But
Like,
I haven't seen anything this bad in a
well, now you
very long
have, and
time.
that's what I see all the time. I don't know. I'm like
And it
a
was
magnet
weird
for it.
because it was sold out,
Yeah,
so couldn't exactly move till the end, but we made the best
yeah.
of it. And then I was like, I want to tell these guys to be quiet, but I don't think that'll help anything. I think that'll
I
only
think
escalate things.
at some point we got to shut this shit down. It's not okay.
The worst thing I saw once is I saw Predators, you know, that Robert
Yeah.
Rodriguez movie, and a guy came in halfway through with his kid, and so the kid wasn't going to watch it. He put headphones on it, and the kid opened his Nintendo DS and
Oh
started
no.
playing.
Hell no.
And
Hell to
nobody
the
said
no.
anything.
Hell to the no. 100% no.
And he was right in the front row, so everyone in the theater could
Hell
clearly see
to
it.
the no. That's called, hey, guess what, everybody? I don't care about any of you people, and I'm too cheap to afford a babysitter, so screw all you guys. That's even worse. Screw that
And I don't know
guy.
why I didn't do anything. I was far
I
enough
wish
away.
I would use a time travel to go back and punch that guy in the face right
I was
now.
far enough away, and it was so glaringly obvious that I could have just told the theater, this guy snuck in and they're just playing a video game
Why
in the
didn't
front.
you?
I don't know. I
Oh,
didn't want to miss the movie. I shouldn't have to miss the movie,
well,
is
we
what
need
I'm
to
thinking.
start actively fighting this war for
Wish I was
the
bulletproof.
sanctity of our movie houses
If I didn't
because
think
the
that people would go batshit insane over the smallest, could you please be quiet? Can you please turn off your phone? Because people react 10 times angrily.
that's because they're awful people, but they need to be shut down.
It's
I will
crazy.
fight that fight
I've
because
been
this
told
needs
to
to
stop
stop.
jiggling my leg.
Yeah, in a world where you can be told to stop jiggling your leg, we can tell people to shut up. I've been told to turn off my phone because the guy can see the lights turning on while it is inside my pocket. And you know what? I was like, all right, dude, that's insane, but okay. Because if I'm ruining your movie going experience, I'm your fellow human being and I respect you. So, okay.
When did that happen?
That was in 2005. I was with Phil and I had this phone where it like lit up on the side when it rang. And this guy's like, and it was in my pocket, but I guess you could see a faint light in my pocket. So, but my thing was like, why are you looking at my pocket? Like, um,
One of the craziest things I did see is when I saw Starship Troopers at the New Beverly a couple of weeks ago, and then one of the stars of the Q&A was on the phone for the
oh my
whole
God.
trailer. So I'm like, who's gonna tell this guy to turn that off? Who's gonna do it? And they were all both clearly drunk too.
Man.
Don't put this. Don't put it. Stay home. Just stay
I
home.
think that I think the I okay, was I talking with you about this? I think part of it is now that we have everything at home, people treat it like they're at home. I think that's part of it.
And there's another thing. I guess it's not entirely it's his fault. So I was watching a streaming movie at somebody's place. It was King Arthur. It was like a torrent or whatever. And I was watching it with a friend at his apartment, right? And then during like the opening cool montage scene, he's like making food. I'm like, sit down. Just
Well,
watch
that's
the
at home. I
movie.
mean, you're at home. You're
I
gonna
know, but
do that.
still, I know,
But I
but
would do all that before the movie
yeah,
starts.
just sit
Jeez.
down. Because then you're gonna ask me what, and I'm gonna be like,
Yeah, no.
just watch it.
I as far as the stuff that I mean, I already talked about all the stuff. I do want to give this is a non-wrestling related hat tip. There's a place in Long Beach called Great Society Cider and Mead. It was right by my hotel. Holy crap, it's so good. It's all cider and mead, and they had some amazing mead. Mead, if you don't know, is fermented aged honey. It's
Sounds
so
gross.
good. Oh, dude. It's real good. It's what they drank in the medieval times. And then I went
Yeah,
to Rock
Pepsi, but you don't
Bottom.
have forks. They have
I went
Pepsi
to
in medieval times.
well, this isn't at it's not medieval time.
I know, but remember that
Are
scene,
you
Cable
quoting
Guy?
Cable Guy?
I want to go to medieval times.
You haven't been?
I've been once, but
I went for the first time this year for Phil's birthday, and it was awesome.
for
Although they
forever.
don't have ever, I had never been, and it was really fun. But I was really bummed because I remember back when I was a kid in the commercial, there was a wizard shooting fire out of his staff, and they don't have that part
Maybe that was
anymore.
the Excalibur
No, it
dinner
was
show.
definitely the Buena Park Medieval Times because they had commercials on in San Diego, and they showed. And Phil even said that they used to have that in the show, but I think maybe they set the place on fire on accident or something. It's probably a
I'm
mishap with a fire
fascinated that
drill.
it's the same menu for the last 30 years.
Dude, those potatoes are some of the best potatoes I've ever had. They got that food down to a science.
I want to go
Um,
back.
I'd go
I want
back.
to do all the dinner
We should get
shows.
a
I
group
want to
on. We
do
should do it. I did the pirate show last year. That's fun.
I want to do that. I remember the
We should,
Wild West show. I want to do that. I don't
the
know, it's
Wild West
gone,
show is
but I
gone.
want to do that.
Pirate show.
What is it
If you
about? I
go,
guess it's Disneyland. These places are
well,
always around Disney
those are
parks or
all
something.
by Knott's Berry Farm because they have all the like more touristy stuff over there.
I know, but it's like a weird
It's a
niche
tourist thing.
touristy area.
Well,
I know.
you know
Is
what
there
other
dinner shows
area?
other places?
Well, they have them all in Orlando at that International Drive, and the Pirates Dinner Adventure. They still have the Wild West show, and then they actually have two other shows.
I remember being scared by the whip lady because she was whipping stuff.
I do also want to
I
give a
my
shout.
greatest One of my greatest summers. I'm sorry. One of my greatest summers is this day camp I had in kindergarten,
Mhm.
where it was literally every day. One day,
Yeah, we used
Wild
to go
West
to
dinner
those
show.
kind of day camps.
Next
Yeah.
day, Knott's Berry Farm. Next day,
Yep.
Disneyland. Next day, Discovery Zone. Next day, Raging Water. It's like the greatest.
Was it?
How did my parents afford that?
Well, those YMCA day camps, because kid tickets are cheap and they get like big group discounts, so it's not that bad. Like, was that a YMCA thing or was that another
It was like a similar,
through the
not the,
parks department? Probably because I remember we went to YMCA and it was called Explorers, and we just went on. It was like going on a field trip every day, and
that
like
was so good. That was the life, Brendo. That was
I
the
remember we
time.
went to Universal Studios, we went to Disneyland, we went to Knott's Berry Farm, we went to that trip that I went to Universal Studios where like I thought I was gonna die on King Kong. Like, oh, I was like
Although
5.
similar is that I was really afraid of the Pirates drop
Mm-hmm.
in the Pirates of the Caribbean. I had to suck it up because I was with all my friends.
Didn't you tell me that like your parents told you it was only one drop, so you wouldn't know it was 2 drops?
They said they flattened the drops, and I'm like, "Where did you read that?" They're like, "Disneyland magazine," and I'm like, "Well, let me see that." And they're like, "No." And then of course it was. And then I think my dad like lifted me out of my seat so that I didn't
What?
feel it. That's what he said he did. I don't know. My eyes were shut tight. But then to get me to go on Big Thunder Mountain, they said it was only as intense as Pirates of the Caribbean, and I nearly cracked my dad's ribs holding on to them because it was not fucking like Pirates of the Caribbean at
And
all.
I remember the first time I went on Thunder Mountain, I loved it so much.
That was a fella who was gonna die.
Well, I did want to give one shout out. I had never been to the Rock Bottom Brewery in Long Beach. They have a couple others. I've seen them around. It was really good. And I met a bunch of the New Japan Pro Wrestling people there, including IWGP champion Kazuchika Okada. And he took a selfie with me and he even did his little pose. It was so awesome. He was really nice. I think he was quite inebriated. So he was very jolly. And it was conducive to the let's take a selfie together experience. And then he signed my Okada dollar. So that was cool.
I should do like a summer that's like one of those day camp things. Just every day, do
For
something great.
grown-ups. But it would be
Yeah, but I
so
don't.
much more expensive. Think about how
Yeah.
much that would cost.
I just want to go see a dinner show.
Well, we can make that happen. Well, I finished Further Chronicles of Avonlea, which concludes my Avonlea saga. And this one, it ended on a pretty low note because there was really weird stories about a dude. One of the stories was about a guy who basically adopts his dead best friend's daughter and then realizes he's in love with her, and then she realizes she's in love with him, and then they get married. And I'm like, that's messed up. And then there's another one about this Native American lady, and it's about how because she's Native American, of course she can never be married to this white man, so she just pines after him until he dies, and then she like takes care of his body. And like the moral of that is like Native Americans can't date white people. So that was pretty messed up.
Is that the end of your
I read them all, baby.
Anne?
Yeah. Well, I
Are you
already read
sad?
the ones for our book club. but this was just the short story collections that I tacked on at the end. But now I can't. I read them all. But let's talk a little bit about our book club book. Currently that you have selected. It's Steve Martin's Shop Girl, which I had never read before. I know Phil had read it.
A novella.
Yeah.
A novella.
Novella. And I think I've seen the movie, but only like parts of it. I don't know. I might have fallen asleep and somebody was playing it at a friend's house because Jason Schwartzman plays Jeremy in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Steve Martin plays Roy or Ray? Yeah, Ray.
Ray.
And Claire Danes plays Mirabelle.
Uh-huh.
Who plays Lisa in the movie?
It's Bridget Wilson.
Oh, that's perfect. I met her. She's nice.
How did that go?
Met her at
Hello,
Disney.
I'm Brendo. And
No, I helped her because she's married.
Gonna help you now.
She's married to Pete Sampras, the tennis player, right? And her and Pete, I saw Pete Sampras and I was like, oh, and then and I was a runner at the bag check tents and I saw Pete Sampras and then this woman comes up and she's like, oh, do we drop off our, because they had rented strollers, and do we drop these off here? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, can you help me a little? Because they had I think they had twins or maybe two young kids, and so she was wrangling those, and I helped her get her stuff out of her stroller, and she was very nice.
Here you go, this lady.
Sonya Blade? No, I didn't. But
so I read up to the point where...
How far are you?
They go on a date, and they end the date with she just like sits on him.
Okay. That was a little weird, right? What's up with that? Is that a thing that people do?
There's a lot of male gaze in this book where he like talks about like girls being wet and like
what he's gonna do to them and like
sad, a lot of sad beauty to things, and it's weird into the mind.
I mean, you're a little bit more in the like dating and sex and relationships. Is this what adult relationships are? Because 100%, it all sounds
yes.
It sounds horrible. It sounds
it is
completely
it's
horrible.
Definitely is.
So he really seems to capture this like just.
Yeah, he only got married when he was like in his 70s, so he just spent a lot of time being a rich, lonely man.
Yeah, you can feel this seems very autobiographical.
And then maybe at one point he felt like more of a conquesty kind of guy. Mm-hmm. But he also has the melancholy of loneliness.
But
and settling for like scuzzballs like Jeremy.
Yeah. But the character of Lisa. But is Jeremy a scuzzball, or is he just a 20-something dude trying to figure shit out?
I guess, but you know, she hopes for more.
I understand that. So it does like. So what do you think Steve Martin like interviewed women to like? Where did he get that point of view?
I think that's just his point of view. But it seems like a book written by somebody that people watches a lot and just kind of makes up, you know, their own story. I would like to
hear a women's perspective on this book.
I bet it's not good.
You don't think so?
No.
I thought he did a good job of portraying like depression really well, like because Mirabelle suffers from clinical depression and stuff. Like I thought that stuff.
The malaise of LA is pretty good in it.
100%. It was a quick read. I read through it in a few days. I liked it.
I just bought a Men in Black book. The Green Saliva Blues.
They made like a Men in Black like kid series, like
not
book
kids,
series.
Like they made two.
Oh,
I don't know if you call them kids. You know those.
So these are just like Men in Black.
It's at the level of those Angel and Buffy books.
But so it takes place in the Men in Black universe.
I bought one when I was a kid, and it takes place with Jay.
Why don't they do that more?
I guess they gotta sell. I mean, they gotta be popular. There was two of them.
Mhm.
I think I have one, but this is the first one of J and L, Linda
There's all those
Fiorentino.
Star Wars books. Why can't there be more of those for other stuff?
I guess that they didn't sell that well, but
No.
there's a used bookstore near my work that has a big tie-in section of
Oh, dude. Yeah,
Marvel.
dude. It's the best. I'm gonna say it's like one of the top 3 tie-in sections I've ever seen. It's really good. You
Which
took me
one?
over there.
I
That
did.
store. Yeah,
You went there?
I believe so.
Well, there you go.
I enjoyed it.
But I'm gonna read that,
Hmm.
I assume, and finish this. But I just 6 days. I didn't have much time for reading.
I always have time for reading. I finished Stephen King wrote a book with it's a novella with another he co-authored it with another guy, a younger author, and it's called Gwendy's Button Box. It takes place in the fictional town of Castle Rock in the 70s. So it's cool because that's his town that like a bunch of his books take place in. And it's about this girl that gets basically is now responsible for this box that like can blow up the world and it has supernatural powers, and it's pretty cool little story. Really
I'm
good.
excited
I enjoyed it.
for the Castle Rock series because
Yeah,
they
man, I think
hired
it's gonna be great.
Jane Levy.
And this book, the end of it sort of eludes. I think it might tie into the Castle Rock show. Like I think it might. We'll see.
Jane Levy
Um
is on the short list of
okay.
Batgirls.
Really?
They think that Warner Brothers might announce who they want to be
Hmm.
Batgirl at
At
Comic
Comic
Con.
Con? You gonna try and get in there
Yeah,
for that
always.
Justice
I
League?
think.
You got your all set up?
But the thing is, they're right in the middle of it,
Mhm.
So they won't be able to show much other than
Mhm.
stuff that. So Zack Snyder's not going to Comic Con, right? Because
No, I would assume so. No, he's with his
he's
family.
doing families and all the
Yeah.
promotional stuff. That's what he bowed out of, right?
I'm assuming it'll be Joss with them
But
because
yeah,
he's not.
if they even
I
have him,
think
because
Joss
he's there
Joss is
right
going
in
to be
the
doing
middle
all
of
the
it.
PR stuff. Like I'm sure that's part of his deal.
They announced that Lucasfilm will not have a panel this year
Hmm.
at Comic Con, which I feel like feels like a waste.
Yeah, that's a bummer. But
But they
they're
also
gonna.
had a
But then
PR
you have.
disaster.
Yeah,
But remember, Marvel had a panel when they had a PR disaster with Edgar Wright
yeah,
leaving.
yeah.
They
You do
still
have,
did
but
it.
isn't D23 like the weekend before Comic Con?
Is it?
I think so,
It still
or
feels
the
like it
weekend
because Star
after.
Wars is such a
Are
big
they going to
part
have?
of
I'm assuming they're going to have Lucasfilm stuff at D23. But then they just
Marvel.
had Celebration, so
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Marvel's still at Comic Con.
Yeah. Well, remember the one year they weren't they not one year and everybody just lost their goddamn mind.
The reason they said is they want to be able to top themselves each year, and
Yeah.
they did cite that Edgar Wright year. They had a lot.
Hmm.
They wanted to bring Edgar Wright, obviously, to show Ant-Man stuff, and they wanted to announce Civil War,
Hmm.
but the deals weren't done yet, and they
Hmm.
wanted to announce that Joaquin Phoenix
Is
was
that why?
Doctor Strange, and then
Oh
they didn't.
wow.
They couldn't do it, and so they kind of just
Is that
did.
why they had that separate little thing that like didn't you go to that at the Egyptian? They had like
I
that
didn't go to
special
that.
event.
Emily went to that, or had
Okay,
the
Emily
ticket to
went to
go to
that.
that. But
Yeah.
that the reason they did that is because they were finally ready. Oh, they also wanted
Hmm.
to announce like Phase 3,
Yeah, the next phase, yeah. But
but
they
they
ended up
couldn't.
doing that at that special event that they
Yeah,
did.
months later. So basically, they don't want to be in that position again,
I that
where
that
they
and that
have.
makes sense. Like that's
That makes sense to me
understandable.
too. I just want them to
And
keep
but
doing it.
last year's I have never experienced anything like that. That was probably my one of my greatest Comic Con experiences. That Marvel panel just oh my god.
You're welcome.
You're thank you.
You're welcome. I like
Thank you.
that we were
I
all
have
there.
thanked you profusely and
I
we
know.
were all there,
I
including
feel
Phil. As the fact that even Phil did it was like God, it's so
one of my
great.
proudest achievements is because I feel that you guys are always doing me favors and stuff that I
Yeah,
feel that not that I'm taking credit for it, but the fact that we were all there sitting together
mhm.
in a Marvel panel is pretty crazy.
It is, and it's great. And that's the things that make Comic-Con what it is and what makes our
Like, yeah, when Phil came in, I'm like, wow, this is one to remember.
because like I that's what I like though about our group of people that we have called is we all help each other out. Everybody contributes their part and we all work together to for everybody to have the greatest time possible.
I hope
And
I can,
that's
because you're always giving me tickets to things, and all I could, I
yeah, but
try.
you do your part as well. We all do our part. We all do
That's
our
good.
part. And I love it and you know, I love
Hopefully
it.
that'll happen again.
I think it will.
I remember we were sitting
I'm
next to Devin Faraci, like right before his scandal.
hey,
And I had seats way
notice how
close.
I've never once gloated about the fact that I was right about Devin Faraci all these years.
I never heard you say that. We could have been together hating him. I didn't know that you hated him. What
What are
did
you
you
talking
say?
about? Every begged and boarded. Remember, I hate like I always that always came up
Oh, I just didn't remember. What? Give me a brief thing about it.
that I witnessed him that instead of because so I like this all there was a couple different things that happened. One, he said some really petty, stupid shit to me on Twitter once just because I dared challenge one of his reviews. And
He
then,
blocked me on Twitter.
yeah, he blocked me. But I think I got unblocked because he was trying to, once he found out that I worked at Smodcastle and he was trying to get in there to do stuff. Um, but that, which I also thought was so hypocritical of him. Like, oh, now that you need something from us, like you're all buddy nice. Like, screw you. But no, he had them all those movie bloggers who think so highly of themselves that they deserve their own Comic-Con panel where all they talk about is how great they are and they're movie bloggers. So I went to
He
that
had that?
once. They
Oh
still
yeah.
do it.
I remember
It's
now.
called like
Didn't he like
Masters. So they
didn't
were
you want
doing
to
this thing
answer?
where
Yeah,
yeah, they were
right?
doing a trivia contest where you could win
I
tickets to
forgot
the
about
Wrath of
this.
Khan party, and I was sitting in the front. I got there 2 hours. It's the only time I've ever done this where I got there so early. I got to Comic-Con at like 6 in the morning, and I like waited around. Then I got there where the panel was going to be, and I was the first person in line. And I got in there, and I was right there. And Devin Faraci made eye contact with me, and I said, like, "Are you gonna like? I'm here for the contest. Please call on me." And he said, "Okay." But then he only picked hot girls, and then even if their answers were wrong, he was giving them tickets, and then he's like, "Sorry, dude, I'm here." And he flat out was like, I'm not here to like." He's like, "I'm here to I want these girls coming to my party, not you guys." Like he said some horrible thing, and and then as he said, like, I watched him like creep on these girls, and I'm like, he's a bad person.
We've also seen other movie bloggers
Oh, dude,
creep on
we've
girls.
seen some stuff.
Well, uh you could have gloated to me because I certainly was gloating when that happened. I was like, I told everybody I certainly
Well,
did
I
that.
also told
But
everybody. So
I forgot that story.
that was the same year that was the also when I like the when Olivia Munn like ugh.
See, we're not that different, you and I, on our hating. I don't have the anxiety I usually have every year about when Comic Con comes. I'm like, oh, I gotta schlep this. I am very excited because
Well, it's all
I've been wanting like some time off, and
mhm.
this is my
It'd be a
fun
good
time.
time.
Um,
I'm also reading it. It's so good. I cannot wait for that movie. I'm really excited.
I There's that weird sex thing about it that kind of bothers me,
It's not going to be in the movie. And
and
Stephen
it's
King,
weird they
that's
got
like one of the
Stranger.
main things that Stephen King regrets ever writing.
There's a weird like they got a Stranger Things kid in it.
Mm-hmm. What's wrong with that?
They're just copying Stranger Things.
Or is it the other way around? I mean, Jesus, come on.
I know, but they're taking the Stranger Things
Why
kid.
not? Take it back. Take it back. It works. Um,
You know what they
Also,
should
just
do?
having a Stranger Things kid doesn't mean you're copying Stranger Thing. It's called Let's People Need to Work. They're a good casting option. That's stupid. That's
You
a
know what would be
stupid thing.
cool if they made a
But
Stranger Things movie and they just adapted it. You know what I mean?
that's not Stranger Things though. That's it.
I know, but wouldn't it be cool
No,
in a no?
that
Listen,
doesn't make any sense.
in an abstract way. They're like the next season is going to be this literal Stephen King book.
I would rather just watch an adaptation of it and watch Stranger Things do something new and cool.
I think I'd rather see what I just came up with.
Nah, I don't agree with you.
Because then it would be
Well,
like
now,
meta. It'd be meta.
isn't it already meta enough? Like,
Maybe not.
or maybe not. I'm also reading this book. It's like a proto fantasy, like before Tolkien, called The Well at the World's End. It's a bit of a slog, but it's interesting to see this. Like, this is the archetype that all other fantasy used.
Is it
So it's
Tolkien
interesting.
or Tolkien?
I think it's whatever. Tolkien. I say Tolkien.
Tolkien. They just settled a big lawsuit with Warner Brothers because
Yeah.
of using Lord of the Rings characters for slot machines.
I read about that. The Tolkien estate is very litigious when it comes to their rights and likenesses. But yeah, so that's Book Corner. And if you want to get Shop Girl, there isn't an ebook. There isn't. It's not on Kindle, so I had to go to the library. But I renewed my library card, so that was good. And found out that they've got like brand new DVD releases of the library, but they charge for them. So
see, the Burbank one, they do charge for the new releases, but other DVDs are free.
Yeah, that's how it is at
see.
Kaipa too.
That's how I watched Men in Black 3, and how I'm going to watch Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
You never watched it?
I'm just, getting ready. Because
Okay.
apparently they're saying this is like one of the greatest trilogies now.
Okay.
And I'm going to, just get ready for it. That it's like a great ending of a trilogy.
I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be great.
And if you think about trilogies, like name the greatest, even just good trilogies.
Star Wars, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. But even those aren't trilogies anymore. But I guess this isn't. Planet of the Apes isn't a trilogy. But like...
you can't really say Godfather.
Yeah, I mean, it's very few great trilogies. To me, it's Toy Story, Back to the Future.
Yeah.
And like, what else could you say?
No. Not a lot of...
To me, there's no good superhero trilogy yet.
Well, because now they're like quadrilogy. There's like nobody's contented. Just nobody's 3 and out. That's not happening anymore.
But also, just like that, like the Captain America one. Like 1 is okay, and 2 and 3 are great. So on a consistent level, like it's a good trilogy. But 1, I don't think is as good.
But also, it's part of this giant universe. So does that really count? Because it's also they take so much from everything else. Is that really a self? So I mean, because we're talking, if you want to talk about a self-contained trilogy, that's a hard thing to pull. I do like the Scream trilogy because they're so self-aware that it is impossible to pull off, and that's kind of what makes it fun.
I don't like 2.
I like 2 a lot. I 2. You're right. 2 is definitely the weakest because the villain. The thing that I don't like about 2 is there is zero way you're figuring out who the villain are. Like 0 way, and I don't like that.
The thing about all the Scream sequels is that in the first one it could be anybody.
Yeah.
But now it's like always somebody new.
Yeah.
You know what they should have done is for the second one, it should have been Randy.
It should have been Randy, right? Like,
that makes sense. And then they changed it a bunch of times throughout filming because they were so afraid of people figuring it out. So it kind of... it was originally supposed to be her boyfriend and her best friend did it together.
Well, then the third one was originally going to be completely different, and then Columbine happened. Because wasn't it going to be like where it was going to be like Matthew Lillard was like had a guy, like he was in prison, but he was like going to be like pulling the strings. They had a whole different thing going on.
I don't remember that.
I've read a lot of, I think Ross showed me a bunch of stuff because remember we watched all 3 of them and they had all these plans for 3 and then, but I mean, first of all, Wes Craven never wanted to do 3. He only agreed to do it so he could make Music of the Heart. And then second of all, they ended up scrapping the entire idea at at first because of Columbine and stuff, and so that's that. So that's movies. You see any other good movies lately, Derek? Any new releases people should keep their eyes on? Any smaller movies?
What have I
Big
seen?
Sick, of course.
Big Sick was good, even though it was really high when I watched it. What
Oh,
else?
speaking of pulling a
I'm gonna
sorry to
see right before. I'm gonna say that
mhm.
Oakjaw is on Netflix now, but I'm waiting
Yeah.
to see it at New Beverly. And
Okay.
then yesterday, which was the first day that it's playing there for a week. Yesterday, Quentin Tarantino just shows up with Bong Joe,
I don't think I
whatever,
saw. Okay, what was after the host? I don't think I saw that one.
Snowpiercer.
I haven't seen Snowpiercer. I know I should watch it, right? I heard
I
it's
think
amazing.
I think that's on Netflix.
You liked it, right?
Yeah, it's really good.
I love the host.
But I think I'm gonna try to go tonight. They only
Okay.
have 50 standby tickets for 10:30, but I'm gonna try
But
to
isn't it
go.
playing like every day?
I know, but this is the time that would be best for me.
Well, yeah, of course. Um, well, one last thing I wanted to comment on. One, season 3 of Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is so good.
I forgot
It's
about
really
that.
funny.
I only
Oh my
saw
god, the
5 or
Titus,
6 episodes.
the Lemonade. I guess I have. Do I need to watch Lemonade now? Because I thought it was funny, but I guess I don't. I need to in order to understand all the references.
I
Because
don't know.
Titus is doing all these Lemonade music videos and stuff, and it's really funny. It's so funny.
Did you finish
Yeah,
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend?
that's on my list of things to
That
watch
should be
in
the number
between.
one thing.
I have so many things,
I
Derek.
know, but my recommending is that
Okay,
you put that
I gotta finish that.
forefront.
Okay,
Did
I
you
will
see
do
the
that.
Did you see any of the second season?
No, I'm not even done with the first season.
Oh, because the first
I know.
season, the second season opens with a lemonade thing as well.
I am aware because Phil told me, because Phil I know has watched more of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend than I have, and he
And
was
then
asking
Brittany
me about
Snow
that.
comes on as like the villain, and
Mhm.
they have this song about stalking people on Instagram. It's awesome.
I did want to make a
Research
comment.
me obsessively. Find out everything you can about me.
I wanted to make a comment about the Pretty Little Liars series finale. As I
This is your
predicted,
official comment.
and I've been saying this for since the show started, there is no way, like you said in Scream, that the villain is going to be somebody you know. And in that, and I made it through all 7 seasons of the show, hoping on somehow they would manage to. But nope, it's something beyond out of left field. It's bonkers, and in that sense, I guess it did pay off because the final like villain, it was a bonkers. It's a bonkers thing. Do you want me to tell you, Derek? Just
Go
because
ahead.
it's so bonkers. So the character, so you find out that Spencer has a fucking evil. There's so many twins. So in the books, there was one set of they introduced in the books because the books like are totally different, I think. But they might have kept writing. I don't know. But so I knew in the books there was an evil twin scenario, but it was with Allison's evil twin, which they did do, but then they kept going. So there was another A, and then there was another A. And like, but now the ultimate A. And it ended up being that Spencer, the girl that plays Spencer, so Spencer has an evil twin, and that an evil Spencer, no shitting you, has a British accent. So it's the girl playing Spencer. I don't know if she's actually British, but it's her doing this British accent, and it was so bonkers. It was so bonkers. It was. I was laughing out loud.
Is that somebody that was in the main cast?
Yes, but it was the evil twin that you
Of
never up
who?
until that point of Spencer, one of the
Who's
main
that?
girls.
Who's
She's
that?
the like uppity one. She's the oldest cast. She's the oldest of
Which
the
is the name
girls.
of the actress?
The actress name is like it's some weird name. She's got a
Is it
weird
Ashley
name.
Benson?
No,
Lucy Hale?
no, it's like
Oh,
Ciorci. Oh, I forgot. No, I don't. I'm not. It's not Circe. What's her name? I forgot her name. Oh, Troyne. I don't know how you say her name. Troyan Belisario. Troyan. Oh, she's American. So she does the goofiest of British accents to play this evil twin that no reference to prior to this episode even. So they just pulled this out of their ass. It was very funny. I laughed. And she is actually, that's right, she's way older than the other cast. She's 31. She's only 5 years younger than me. She's married.
You could be on Pretty Little Liars.
But yeah, so like, oh my gosh, it was bonkers. It was really bonkers.
Did they get her? Did they kill her or something?
She ends up like getting imprisoned by Mona for some reason. I don't know. It's weird. But then I'm like, how did she get? I don't know. It was weird. It was a really weird ending. And then Arya ends up marrying the teacher that she dated when she was in high school. Like, that's so messed up.
Well, if it's love.
No. Still not okay. Oh, here's my wife that I met when she was young and vulnerable and like not capable of making adult decisions. Like, no. Ooh, Belisario is now directing and writing and producing. So there you go. But yeah, it was, I mean, I guess in one way it was worth writing it out. In another way, I absolutely feel like I may have wasted all that time watching all those hours of that show. And that's Ross's fault because he's the one that Ross and Kim were the ones that got me into it. I doubt they saw it through, so they knew when to get out. I'd have to ask them. But yeah, so that's it.
Been looking at pictures of Ashley Benson.
Oh gosh, jeez. All right, Derek. Well, I'll leave you to that. And on that note, I think that's going to do it for this week. You can hit us up, radiobrendo.com, comment, use our contact form. Sorry. And you can comment on it also. I mean, I'll read them on the show. Emails brendoman@gmail.com or at BrendoMan on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you want to see a lot of wrestling pictures, go on my Instagram. And Derek, anything else from you?
I'm all good.
You're all good. Well, man, I got more wrestling this week, and hope you had a happy 4th of July, everybody. I'm headed to PWG on Friday with my buddy Keith, and I'm very excited about that. I want to give a shout, if he's listening, because he said he might listen. I want to give a shout out to my friend Alex, who got me get those tickets, and Alan. So I'm shouting out names that nobody else knows. All my cool wrestling friends. But yeah, radiobrendo.com and benviewnetwork.com for all the other Benview Network shows. Make sure to click the Amazon link, rate, review, subscribe on iTunes, all that stuff. You guys know the drill. And if you don't, we'd appreciate it if you would do that stuff. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you very much for being here with me talking. Derek, it's always good catching up, enjoying.
Always.
And for Radio BrendoMan, I'm Brendan Creecy.
I'm Derek.
Have a good one, everybody. And John Goobang do. All right. So be sure to save that one, Derek. Don't just get up and go to the bathroom.
Right. I got it.
It's episode number 345. I cannot wait to turn my air conditioning on because it's hot as hell. It is, let's see what the temperature is outside. I gotta go get something to eat. It's 95 degrees. Ugh. It's probably hotter in here. because the freaking pilot light on my heater's on, and I don't want to turn it off because then I have to relight it, and I'm scared.
All right, then
Well, I try and make
see
Phil
you.
do it, and then he gets scared.
So I have one more week of doing this.
One more week.
All right, so next Sunday then.
Good for Sunday or Monday or Sunday?
Sunday's good. Yes.
Let me just make sure that let me verify. Pretty sure that's good for me. That should work for me.
Okay.
Sunday night? Sunday night?
Yeah.
All
Yes.
right. All right. Well, then I will check you then.
All right. I'll see you later.
Later.